You're listening to The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids.
We now leave our network programming to bring you the following special sports presentation.
Let the good times roll with the fun of Kernel Baseball in The Zone.
Bring your family, bring your friends. This is where the fun never ends. Everybody knows when you're at the game. The good times roll. Hey, Kernels, let the good times roll. Cedar Rapids Kernels, let the good times roll.
With the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, here's the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
Welcome to Kernel Baseball. This is Game 7 of a Kernel 8-game homestand that has seen us win 3 and lose 3. And last evening, behind the magnificent 6-hit route-going performance from right-hander Nick Green, the Kernels whipped Southwest Michigan 5-1 to even our series with the Devil Rays at a game apiece. Bob Brooks is back from his trip to cover Cal Eldred in St. Louis, and Bob will fill us in on the fun he had down in the Gateway City in a little bit. Right now, though, we welcome back Frederick DeLoise-Carney to the ball club. Frederick was with us the first 6 weeks of the season, then was promoted to the California League, where he learned, struggled a bit, and we're glad to have him back for the stretch run. The Kernels, with 18 games remaining, are 4 games back of a playoff berth. Up next, Frederick DeLoise-Carney, South Slope Communications Triple Play Show, here in the Zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications Triple Play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
A relief pitcher who gave the Kernels a huge lift the first 6 weeks of this season, Frederick DeLoise-Carney, is back with the Kernels. He's our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And Frederick, this game of baseball is a funny one. We were talking a few weeks ago before the trade deadline. There was a fella named Suitcase Simpson, and he earned that nickname because he was traded 4 or 5 times within the space of 2 years in the big leagues. And as a young professional, you have to be very flexible and be ready to do what you've done.
Yeah, I definitely learned that quickly this year. Like you said, after 6 weeks, I went up to California, and it was a big, big change for me. And then obviously now I'm spent a few months up there, and now I'm back here. So you learn pretty quickly how to adjust to different lifestyles, and it's just something you have to get used to playing baseball.
We talked to T.J. Stanton earlier a few weeks back this summer, and they sent T.J. after his oblique muscle healed. They sent him to rookie ball in Mesa, Arizona, and I said, T.J., why did they send you there, or what'd they tell you? And he said, John, they didn't tell me a thing. I didn't ask. I'm the employee. They're the boss, and so I went. Is that kind of how it went both ends of your trip there and then back, or did they give you a pretty detailed explanation of what the reasoning was?
I probably got a little bit more explanation than that when I was having quite a bit of success here, and the bullpen up in Rancho needed a little bit of help, so they sent me up there. And just unfortunately, I struggled quite a bit for quite a while. So, and when they sent me back down here, they needed to make room for someone that had been down in Mesa who had been hurt, and they were sending him up to the Cal League. And you know, when somebody goes somewhere, somebody else has to go somewhere. And so they told me I was going to come back down here and try and help out the Kernels for the rest of the season. And they also wanted me to try and gain a little bit of confidence back. So.
Well, Frederick, that is the domino effect in professional baseball. Now, you mentioned you struggled in the Cal League a little bit. That's not unusual, Frederick, in professional baseball at any level, even the major leagues, to struggle. When you went there, first of all, what role did they put you in? Were you middle relief, setup, closer, or kind of jack of all trades?
It was a little bit jack of all trades when I first got there. I was somewhat of a late inning type of guy. The closer, Bob Zimmerman, who's an outstanding closer, got hurt for a few weeks, and so I went in and I closed one game. And towards the end, I was doing mostly middle relief, a little bit of late inning work. So I was really doing everything. So which was good. So I got experience in all different parts of the bullpen, it's nice.
Well, now we've had on our staff Ronnie Ray, Nick Green, and Francisco Cordova come out of our bullpen to be starters. Is that something down the road you'd like to have a chance to do?
You know, I don't really think about it. I'll do pretty much what they ask me to. If one day they ask me or they tell me, they don't really ask. They just kind of tell you. If they say that I'm going to get a start, then I'll do the best I can in the starting rotation. So I just really want to get an opportunity to pitch, and that's about it.
Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni is with us on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. And Frederick, I know that one thing about the California League is that you got to play on the same team as Brandon Wood, Bobby Wilson, Matt Pauley, guys that were familiar names to our fans a year ago. And I think the Quakes are having a pretty strong second half with that, at least on offense.
Yeah, they definitely are. Played with some real outstanding players up there in the second half. Right now they're only a game out of first place, and so they're really making a push towards the playoffs and hopefully a Cal League championship for the team. And like I said, the offensive players up there, they have some real great players. Even guys that came from our team, or the Kernels, Ben Johnson, Aaron Peel, just a couple of the names have really been producing up in the Cal League too. So they do have an outstanding offense, but at the same time they have some really good pitching as well. So.
Well, yeah, we'd have to be that good in the second half. I'm sure the pitching's come around. Frederick, I don't know what philosopher or educator said it, but I agree with it. We learn far more when we struggle a bit at something than we do when we succeed at it immediately. The catch-22 is we all want to be successful without the struggle. What did you learn from the experience? Just by this first few minutes, I know you have to have learned a lot because you're upbeat about it.
I learned an unbelievable amount, and it's definitely true. I learned more in the 2.5 months that I really did struggle in the California League than I did down here. Not to say I wasn't learning a lot down here, but I really learned a lot about myself and what kind of pitcher I am, and mentally I learned a lot what it takes to, when you're struggling, kind of how you have to work your way out of it. And I learned a lot, like I said, kind of about myself and just the mental game was the biggest part for me when I was up there.
Well, Bobby Magianis says it's the one thing, all things being equal, that will get guys further in this professional career of baseball than any other thing. We're going to break on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. It's another beautiful evening for baseball. The Kernels 3-3 on this 8-game homestand and tied a game apiece with our opponents, the Southwest Michigan Devil Rays, in the current series. A final word with Colonel right-hander Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show follows this here in the Zone.
This is The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
Barry Bonds told a federal grand jury he used a clear substance and a cream. 2 prosecutors also presented Bonds with documents that allegedly detailed his use of a long list of other drugs. He denies those. Bonds said, as far as he knew, his trainer had given him flaxseed oil. All right. If you still believe Bonds, then you must think he is the dumbest professional athlete in pro sports. Because Barry Bonds, as he begins to rocket 600-foot home runs, as he approaches 40, as he becomes the toughest out in the history of Major League Baseball, it's all because of, quote, flaxseed oil. We looked it up. The dictionary defines as an ancient herb that heals. The only herb I know that heals is that guy Herb Schwartz who works the spot Caesar.
Don't be left out of the herd. Only on ESPN Radio.
Number 6. Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni is our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest. And Frederick, a little bit about your pitching at this point. When we saw you, you were clocked in the mid to low 90s with your fastball. What can we expect to see from you the last 2.5 weeks when you come out of the bullpen? Are you still throwing that hard, and are you throwing strikes? Have you added another pitch to your repertoire?
As far as velocity, my velocity stayed pretty consistent throughout the whole season. What I did learn in the California League as far as the physical pitching part of it was I was going to need a little bit more than the low to mid 90-mile-per-hour fastball to be successful, and that's one thing I got a chance to work on a lot up there was my changeup and my slider. So probably, I mean, my fastball is still my most effective pitch, but I will probably be using a little bit more of my off-speed pitches now. And as far as the throwing strike, that's one thing I struggled with more than anything probably when I first got up to the California League. And over the last 3 weeks to a month, it's been getting a lot better. So I don't expect not to be throwing strikes. I guess if I was expecting not to throw strikes, I'm doing something wrong. So, but I am expecting to be successful. So.
Well, we are too, Frederick. And well, final question. You're from the Denver area, and I have a friend of mine in Rotary who just came back from a vacation in Colorado, and I said, Colorado, I know the Rocky Mountain Highs, John Denver's song, and I know it's a great ski area. And he said, John, there are more fun things to do in the mountains in Colorado in the summer than there are in the winter. And he mentioned that some kind of almost skateboard thing that his kids like doing down a ski slope with almost like a skateboard. Do you know what he's talking about?
From what it sounds like, what you described is something called the Alpine Slide, and it's somewhat like that. You just take the ski lift up the mountain a certain, probably halfway up the mountain, and then they give you something similar to a skateboard or maybe like a luge type thing, and you kind of can control your own speed and go down the mountain. I've done it quite a few times during the summers, and so it is quite fun.
Are you on your stomach or like a surfboard?
No, you're actually on your bottom, and just sitting down, and then you have the system in between your legs of how fast controls how fast you want to go.
How smooth or bumpy is the ride?
It depends how fast you want to go, I guess. So.
Do you wear a helmet?
It's not required. I never have, so I haven't done it in a few years, but...
Frederick, thank you so much. I know you did do well in the Cal League, and I'm defining doing well by making progress and learning. We are delighted you're with us for the final stretch, and I know you will come into that bullpen and help us out. Frederick, as we wind up this month of August, make sure you visit any of our Zio Giano spaghetti houses, for the pasta will make you sing the hometown taste of Italy at any of our Zio Giano spaghetti houses. Frederick Deloitte-Gacarni, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate it.
That's Colonel right-hander. Glad to have him back. Out of the bullpen, Frederick Deloitte-Gacarni. Up next, Hall of Fame broadcaster Bob Brooks and I will set Game 3 starting lineups between the Kernels and Southwest Michigan Devil Rays. Here in the Zone.
ESPN Radio Sports Center every 20 minutes. When you need the score.
We start with a game full of playoff implications.
When you need the news.
A county grand jury in Texas today, as expected, formally indicted Carlton Dodson.
When you want the highlights.
And runner on third, headed for the plate. He's dropped. He's out. He was tagged out by Marco.
Scores, news, highlights, Sports Center. Every 20 minutes on ESPN Radio.
When we met at Spaghetti, we would never forget Zio Giano's. Now it's where mi amore and I dine in. We carry out the lunch and the dinner all the time for lasagna, ravioli, mandacati, cannelloni, tortellini, or try their delicious salads and sub sandwiches too. Zio Giano's is the hometown taste of Italy. For your next meal with friends and a family, remember Zio Giano's with 5 convenient locations for the pasta that makes you sing.
A warm and now overcast Wednesday evening. Greetings, Eastern Iowa, and to all of you listening in on the internet from coast to coast. Alongside is Bob Brooks, back from St. Louis. I'm John Rogers, and we're ready to bring you the fun of Colonel baseball. We're in the midst of an 8-game homestand that has seen the Colonels break even in the first 6 games, 3-3. The Colonel record now stands at 23-29, and 6 games under 500 still in 8th place in the 8-team Western Division second-half standings, but Colonel General Manager Jack Rader still very optimistic and upbeat about a final push to try to overtake 5 teams that we have to leapfrog over to make the playoffs. Let's set the starting lineups for our third meeting against Southwest Michigan. They took 3 of 4 against us earlier this month in Battle Creek, Michigan, their home port, and they won the first game here Monday night 8-3. The Colonels bounced back behind starter Nick Green's complete game performance and whipped Southwest Michigan 5-1 last night. Joe Zeckley is the skipper of this Devil Ray Ball Club. Their record 27-25. They are in good shape to make the playoffs in the second half. They're in 3rd place in the 6-team Eastern Division second half standings. Fernando Perez is first up. He's the league leader in steals. He'll play center field for Southwest Michigan. Reid Brignac bats second, the shortstop. Patrick Cottrell will bat third and play at second base. Hitting cleanup and serving as the DH is Chris Nowak for Southwest Michigan. Sean Cumberland will bat fifth. He's in right. Patrick Breen is in left field, batting sixth. Hitting seventh for Southwest Michigan, Travis Schlichting, the third baseman. Craig Markell will catch and bat eighth. And batting ninth at first base, Tommy Nichols. Nichols at first base, batting ninth. On the hill, a 24-year-old right-hander from Cal State Northridge, Matt Larson. Larson's record is 4-3. This is his sixth start of the season. He pitched out of the Southwest Michigan bullpen 22 times with a save. Matt Larson with a 3.53 ERA. He was a winner his last time out. That was this past Thursday in Burlington. He gave up 1 run in 5 innings and helped the Devil Rays beat the Burlington Bees. Bob Brooks is back from St. Louis, and as the Cost Cutters Dream Team members take the field, Bob has our Allen Motor Company Kernels starting lineup.
Well, you won one last night, John. That's good.
Yes, and Nick Green pitched well.
Certainly did. The 7th time this year that a Kernel has gone the route. Incidentally, as the conference at home plate takes place, Michelle Samar represents Cedar Rapids tonight rather than Bobby Magianis. So it is game time here at the ballpark. The third game of the series, and Cedar Rapids will try and jump on them tonight with this lineup. Leading off and playing short, the player of the month by way of tops and minor league baseball, that would be Alexi Casilla. At third base, Sean Rodriguez. Nate Sutton bats third and plays second base. Michael Collins, the catcher. Josh LeBlanc in center field. Richard Giannotti in left. Warner Madrigal in right field. Jordan Renz, the DH. And Chris Walston back at first. The pitcher tonight for the Kernels will be Ronnie Ray. He is 1-4, lost 2, pitched 53 and a third innings, 46 hits, 35 strikeouts, 24 walks, and he's been in relief 10 times. He has 1 save to his credit. He has allowed 1 home run, and his ERA is 3.38. Lineup for the Kernels.
Bob, thanks a lot. The color guard is making its way towards the middle of the field. Allen Motor Company is always bringing us the Kernel lineup. Head out to Allen's for the go-ahead and get-ahead sale. Allen's thought ahead, and they made a special purchase of pre-owned vehicles. They're selling 100 program cars this month of August at Allen Motor Company, including a 2004 Oldsmobile 4 cylinders reduced to just $10,495 during the go-ahead and get-ahead sale at Allen Motor Company. Let's join public address announcer Dale Brote as he introduces our national anthem singer.
It is being performed this evening by Scott Hughes. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallant
Scott Muters with the Star Spangled Banner. Our umpires this evening are brought to us by the official eye care provider and eyewear provider of the Kernels, Anderson & Brown Eye Care. Behind the plate, Nicholas Nolde, and on the diamond, Garrett Wilson. Anderson & Brown Eye Care, they've moved to their new location on Boyson Road, just west of I-380 next to Intent City. They're now a full-service eyewear provider in addition to providing contact lenses. The colors have been retired. Bob and I will return in just a minute with tonight's action here in the zone.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
An overcast evening with the temperature 80 degrees. The lights are on here. We expect some rain overnight. It's supposed to clear out before tomorrow's noon finale of the 8-game homestand. We have a wonderful combination special for you. In fact, Dave Soper, our director of food and beverage here, will be our South Slope Communications triple play show guest tomorrow. The combination of hamburger, hot dog, chips, and a drink for just $5. Come on out. We expect over 4,000 tomorrow for the noon game to wrap up the 8-game homestand. And we have Ronnie Ray on the hill making his 7th start of the year. Ronnie's coming off of a no decision in that thrilling Kernel Friday night win here at home against Kane County. In that outing, Ronnie's 6th start of the year, he went 7 innings, gave the Cougars 3 runs on 3 hits, struck out 3, walked 3. Ronnie Ray 4-2 on the year, and he's set to go against the leadoff batter, Fernando Perez. Perez, a right-handed hitter who was held in check last night by Nick Green. Fernando Perez actually was the only man who handled Nick Green. I got that flip-flopped. He's the one man that had success against Green. He singled to start the game on an 0-2 pitch and then homered leading off the 9th inning. And there's a ground ball to second. Gobbled up there by Nate Sutton, and he throws the batter out. So Fernando Perez, who leads the league in stolen bases with 50, reached last night on a base hit on an 0-2 pitch and then homered leading off the 9th inning. But he's gone as he wrapped it hard on the ground to Nate Sutton. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ronnie Ray here in the top of the 1st inning.
Well, that takes speed off the base for Southwest Michigan.
Now Reid Brignac, who's been using a black lacquer bat, but maybe he's a bit superstitious because he went 0 for 4 last night, using a white ash bat. Strike 1 from Ronnie Ray. Next pitch is looped into left, and that's a base hit. Reid Brignac will round first as Richard Giannotti gets it back in, and Reid Brignac, who's a .254 hitter, but hitting over .350 against Kernel pitching this year, went the other way and dropped it in front of Richard Giannotti in left for a 1-out single.
That really was a little pop-up that just dropped in no man's land out there, but that will make him a happy user of a new bat.
Oh, yes, that'll take a psychological, give him a lift knowing that new bat brought him a hit. Some players, I can't remember, a Hall of Famer thought a bat only had so many hits in it, and then he'd throw his away. I just can't remember which Hall of Famer that was, but there were a certain number of hits, and then he said, that's all that bat has. Patrick Cottrell out of University of West Florida takes inside a changeup. Cottrell played last night, and he singled in the 9th inning. Nick Green had a 4-hit shutout going to the 9th. He allowed a leadoff homer to Fernando Perez, and then a 1-out single to this fella, Patrick Cottrell. But there's a throw to first. Brignac was leaning, and he just got back in hand first. Reid Brignac at first base.
Well, he has stolen only 4 bases this year, so you wouldn't think he would be much of a threat.
He's not going. Cottrell pounds it foul off the glove of catcher Michael Collins. The Kernels go with an infield of Rodriguez at third. Freddie Sandoval, who celebrated his 23rd birthday with an RBI double in the first last night, is getting a night off. Casilla, Bob will have more about him when he leads off in the bottom of this first inning. He was named Minor League Player of the Month in July. Sutton's at second, and big Chris Walston holding Brignac, who looks like he's going. The Kernels thought he was going, so they pitch out. Ball 2 to Patrick Cottrell.
And he wasn't going.
He was not going. Cottrell's hitting .289, 6 home runs, 40 RBIs, spells his last name Cottrell. Throw to first, and Reid Brignac dives in again safely. In the outfield for the Kernels, Giannotti in left, LeBlanc in center, and Madrigal in right, a battery of Ronnie Ray and Michael Collins. The 2-1 to Patrick Cottrell. A tap to short. I don't think the Kernels will turn 2. Casilla to second 1. On to first. They did turn 2. Hey, Casilla charged that bouncer, fed Nate Sutton, and Bob, I just didn't think it was hit hard enough to turn a double play.
Well, it was started by Alexi Casilla because he charged it and made a quick flip to the second baseman, and then Sutton was able to swish across the bag and get to the inside and makes a accurate throw, and it's a close play at first, but obviously a double play, 6-4 to 3.
Yes, and Alexi, with his body coming towards home plate, somehow was able to turn and get a beautiful quick throw to Sutton, and as Bob called it, the pivot was good at second as well. No runs, a hit for Southwest Michigan in the first, no Kernel errors, a double play. The Devil Rays leave nobody aboard, and after 1/2 inning with the lights on here at the ballpark, Southwest Michigan nothing, and the Kernels coming up. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
We've been telling you for some time that Greg's Lawn Service is a cut above the rest when it comes to caring for your lawn. However, Greg's experienced staff does so much more than lawn care. They offer complete landscape design and installation, concrete curb edging, grading, sodding, and hydro seeding. Yes, Greg's is a complete lawn care service, and they welcome the opportunity to show you why they are a cut above the rest. Give Greg's a call for more details about their wide range of services.
Can you guess what that sound is? Let me help you out. It's a jail cell door getting slammed shut after you've been booked for DUI. Don't think you'll get caught? Think again. Officers are cracking down from coast to coast this month. So listen up. If you drive impaired, you will pay. The choice is yours. Designate a sober driver or you drink and drive, you lose. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Hello and welcome back to Ask the Orkin Man.
Yeah, can you settle with that?
Okay.
My wife says these are termites flying around the house. I say they're ants.
It's tough to tell if you're not sure what to look for because they pose very different threats.
Break it down for me, Orkin Man.
Ants like liquids, so your coffee maker is more at risk than your house. Termites like your house.
Well, we need an Orkin expert. If I lose this bet, I gotta go away with her.
That's not so bad, is it?
To a scrapbooking convention?
We'll send someone right away.
Hurry.
Sure. Just call us at
1-800-ORKIN-MAN.
The minor league player of the month of July, Alexi Casilla, started a 6-4-3 twin killing to end the Southwest Michigan first. He steps in from the left side against Matt Larson, and the first pitch to Casilla is bunted in the air over the head of the pitcher, and a base hit for Alexi. Bob, if that doesn't tell you what he's all about, I don't think anything will tell us.
Usually a perfect bunt is one that's laid down the first or third base line. This one was popped accurately off the bat over the head of the pitcher, and it died between the pitching rubber and second base in no man's land in the infield. One of the very few spots where you could get a ball on an airborne situation and drop it where a play could not be made.
Alexi did something that very few have ever. There goes Casilla, a pitch outside, the throw to second, not nearly in time. It skips into right.
Now he's trying for third.
And he'll make it to third. Alexi Casilla has continued to just light a fire under this Kernel ball club. He steals his 46th base of the year, and the throw by the catcher, Craig Markell, hit the bag and then dribbled into shallow right field. That's a throwing error. Alexi popped to his feet and then scurried over to third. He's there with nobody out. Last night, Casilla 3 for 4, stole 3 bases, scored 3 of the Kernel 5 runs, and he's at third with nobody out. The 1-0 is outside from Larson, 2-0 to Rodriguez. What I was trying to say, Bob, is Alexi hit, I think, over 400 in July.
He hit 413 in 25 games in July.
413, man.
Plus that, when he gets to first, you might as well figure he's at third.
That's really what it's boiled down to. It's like a leadoff triple. The next pitch is low to Sean, and now strike one on the inside corner. Rodriguez is hitting .245. Right-handed batter, 10 homers, 35 driven in. Sean had a sacrifice bunt in the first last night that helped score Alexi Casilla.
And also in the month of July, Casilla, now he's got the pitcher upset.
Yes, because he walked Rodriguez, ball 4 low.
In the month of July, the 5'9", 160-pounder had 3 home runs. He had 9 runs driven in, scored 24 runs, stole 16 bases, and had an on-base percentage of .500.
500 on-base percentage in the month of July for Alexi Casilla. Runners at the corners, and a base hit ripped into right by Nate Sutton. Casilla scores to make it 1-0. The right fielder Cumberland gets it back in before Sean Rodriguez could go to third. 1-0 Kernels as Nate Sutton drilled the first pitch from Matt Larson into right, driving home Casilla. 1-0 Kernels. And Jack Rader, the Kernel general manager, told us before tonight's game he still thinks with 18 games remaining that the Kernels can leapfrog over 5 teams and make up 4 games. And I said, Jack, why do you really believe that? And he said, because we're getting good starting pitching every night out now.
Well, the Kernels for a month have been getting good starting pitching,
That's
and
right.
they haven't been able to move.
Make any headway because we make mistakes in other areas. Michael Collins squaring to bunt, and a curve is in the dirt. Matt Larson off to a shaky start. He's coming off a win on Thursday night in Burlington, in which he pitched 5 innings, gave the Bees only 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 2, walked none. Matt Larson pitched against the Kernels on August 5th in Battle Creek and pitched 3 innings before he had to leave the game as Nate Sutton lined a pitch right off his arm. He had to leave the game. There's a strike to Collins. It looked like Michael was going to swing on that delivery. He was not squaring to bunt as he was on the first pitch.
Oh, I think he's going to hit all right. 318 average, 7 home runs. Thought he's squared the bunt again. Maybe he'll take it. Nope.
Well, he pulls the bat back as Larson delivers low and away a fastball. Matt Larson is from Cal State Northridge. He's 24 years old. Michael Collins 0 for 1 last night, but reached base 3 times, hit by a pitch, and walked twice. Michael bunts, and the pitcher will barehand, look to third, look to second, throw high, everybody safe, including the bunter, Michael Collins. Well, Matt Larson was just too deliberate. He looked at third, didn't throw there, looked at second, held the ball, and then threw to first, and he threw high. And he pulled the first, I think the second baseman, let's see who was covering, Bob.
Oh, the first baseman was covering.
And he threw high. And Collins is safe on what will be ruled
It's an error on the pitcher.
The second error of the inning on the Devil Rays. And the Kernels have them loaded up with nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning, already lead it 1-0. Josh LeBlanc takes outside a fastball. LeBlanc is batting with the bases loaded and nobody out.
Well, you can credit all of this to Casilla because he upset the apple cart right off the bat.
Here's a line drive, caught it by the shortstop, 6 on second, throws to first, wild throw. It would have been a triple play, and Rodriguez scores. The batter Collins goes to second, 2-0 Kernels. The Devil Rays came within a whisker of a triple play. Should have had a triple play. Bob, a line drive to Brignac. He caught it, stepped on second to force Michael Collins. Now wait, they're calling Collins safe. Or is that LeBlanc standing at second? Well, wait a minute. What's Collins doing at second? They called him out. No, they threw to first trying to get him. Well, now I don't know what... I'm lost. It's 2-0 Kernels. I thought Sutton was out at second. I'm sorry. Sutton out at second on the line drive. He couldn't get back. Collins didn't get back either, but the throw was wild by the shortstop, and that allowed Rodriguez to score. So it's a line drive double play, 6 unassisted double play, and then Collins goes to second on the third error of the inning. Now a ground ball by Giannotti, fumbled by the second baseman Cottrell. He throws Richard out to end the inning. Well, we'll get you caught up. Bob, would you agree that Southwest Michigan should have turned to triple play?
Yes, they certainly should have, because the shortstop, he got both of them, and then the throw was wild and went to the camera well, and that allowed Rodriguez to score, but it should have been a triple play, no doubt about it.
LeBlanc lined out to Brignac. He stepped on second ahead of Nate Sutton, double play. He threw behind Collins at first, and had the throw been accurate, Collins would have been out. It would have been a triple play, but the throw was wild over the head of Tommy Nichols, and as Bob said, Sean Rodriguez motored home all the way from second to make it a 2-0 game. The Colonels scored 2 in the first inning on 2 hits, 3 Southwest Michigan errors, 3 errors, and the Colonels leave 1 man on. After 1 inning, Colonels 2, Devil Rays nothing. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
There's a reason Dick Ramsey is the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company, Skogman Realty. It's because Dick Ramsey works harder for you than anyone to make selling your home easy for you. Take Dick's one-of-a-kind home trade program. Buy one of Dick Ramsey's homes and Dick will buy yours. Dick Ramsey provides 2 other unparalleled services: a free 1-hour telephone loan approval and a free 1-hour telephone appraisal on your property. Dick Ramsey of Skogman Realty, the #1 home seller for the #1 real estate company.
Are you and your family prepared for emergency threats? Have you developed a household emergency supply kit? The Grundig FR200 radio with built-in flashlight is an essential part of any emergency kit. The FR200 operates battery-free through a built-in hand-crank power generator, guaranteeing you power when you need it most. Crank for 1 minute to get 1 hour of local AM, FM, or international shortwave broadcasts. To purchase this versatile safety product, visit your local Brookstone, Restoration Hardware, Radio Shack, or Good Guys retail stores.
Millions of miles, thousands of TV appearances, hundreds of baseball games, 80 years of history, and a fleet of Goodyear blimps all add up to one big celebration. The Goodyear Blimp Birthday Celebration, with sky-high savings on some of Goodyear's most popular tires. Plus, get up to an $80 rebate on a qualifying purchase. Offers end August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and the participating retailer nearest you. Goodyear. For 80 years, it's been the name everyone looks up to. Mail-in rebate offer subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply.
Chris Nowak, the cleanup batter for Southwest Michigan, dumps the first pitch off the trademark of his bat into right center, a Texas League single. That's what happens when a strong guy hits one off the trademark. He's able to lift it over the infield's head, and that's what Nowak did. He's on at first after going 0 for 4 last night. 2-0 Kernels. We're in the top of the second inning, and Ronnie Ray's first pitch is a strike, a fastball to Sean Cumberland, who doubled with 2 out in the 7th last night off Colonel winner Nick Green. He was 1 for 4. Sean's a left-handed batter. Sean Cumberland on an 0-1. It's a change-up low. Sean's hitting .267 with 10 home runs, 56 RBIs. State Farm Insurance agents Gary Shubat, Lanny Peterson, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler will bring us a look at the afternoon action on the State Farm Major League scoreboard as Cumberland swings past the changeup. That fooled him, strike 2. There were 3 games this afternoon.
And Seattle defeated Kansas City 11-5. That's 18 consecutive losses by the Kansas City Royals.
A pitch in the dirt will allow the runner Nowak to go to second. Michael Collins barehands it next to the on-deck circle of the Devil Rays. And that is only the second wild pitch of the season charged to Ronnie Ray. And Chris Nowak is at second with nobody out. The count 2-2 to Cumberland. Well, the all-time record, 24 losses in a row by the 1899 Cleveland Spiders. The modern record's 21. Yeah, Baltimore snapped that 21-game losing streak in '88 in Kansas City, ironically enough. Ground ball to second. And Sean Cumberland does his job. Nate Sutton on to first to get the batter, but Cumberland got the runner from second to third. He's there with one out. Sean Cumberland will be greeted royally in that Southwest Michigan dugout because he got the runner from second to third with less than two out.
Baltimore, the O's sweep Oakland. It's 5-3, a final out in Oakland, and the Detroit Tigers scored early and often and held on then against Boston Tigers, won it 6-5.
Patrick Breen, an open stance from the left side, wears a pair of white batting gloves. Line drive to Ronnie Ray. He catches it. Throw to third. Double play. A line drive back to the Colonel pitcher who stabbed it. Then Bobby had to wait before throwing to third so that Rodriguez could get to the bag.
But the runner had already committed, had started down the line and was coming home, figuring it was a base hit, so he too did not have time to get back. And we start with some scrambled plays at the start of this game, and the Cedar Rapids Kernels are taking advantage of the errors and the mistakes and miscues of the Devil Rays of Southwest Michigan to post a 2-0 lead. It is a wonder that Cedar Rapids doesn't have a 5 or 6 run lead with the way Southwest has played here to start.
We've had 3 double plays in this game, and we're only going to the bottom of the second inning. And after an inning and a half, it is the Kernels on top of the Devil Rays, 2-0. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
Are you ready for a little racing? The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, and Hawkeye Downs want to help you take the family to the races without blowing out your wallet. The last Friday of every month is now the Zone 1600 Family Night. Just click on the zone1600.com and print the special Family Night coupon. Take it to Hawkeye Downs the last Friday of the month, and 2 adults and the kids get in for just $16. 16 simoleons to see the hottest racing in town? That's freaking unbelievable. Get your valuable coupon today at the worldwide headquarters of the Zone, thezone1600.com. And we'll see you at the Zone 1600 Family Night at Hawkeye Downs, the last Friday of every month, all summer long.
Hawkeye Downs Racing.
Another killer deal from your home of Hawkeye Downs Racing on the radio. The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM.
The battles for the championship are in the home stretch at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. This Friday night, the next to last Papa John's Cup iWireless Championship races this season, featuring the full throttle energy drink Stars of Tomorrow. The championship battles are red hot. An incredible 45 different drivers that won feature races this season. And it's almost over just this Friday and next Friday to decide the championship. Racing starts at 7 this Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
2-0 Kernels as Warner Madrigal opens up the second by stringing one foul into the net. Warner hitting .241, number 7 in the Kernel order, and a bouncer to the left side cut off by Travis Schlichting, who throws out Warner Madrigal. Schlichting had to go a long way to his left on that high bounding ball. Warner Madrigal had a 2-out triple in the 6th inning last night, 1 for 4. He is retired on a bouncer to third to start the Kernel's second inning. Here's Jordan Renz, who's really struggled recently. Jordan down to 187, 7 homers, 40 RBIs. One thing about Renz is he'll never stop believing in himself. He's got a very good amount of confidence, and let's hope he can have a good last 2.5 weeks. Strike one on the outside corner to Renz. And now he bounces it foul off the top of the visitor dugout into the third base seat. 0-2. Bob, when you're going bad like Jordan is, you always seem to be in the hole 0-2.
like a disease. You just can't get rid of it.
Matt Larson, the right-hander's pitch, and it's cut on and missed. Jordan Renz is the first strikeout victim of right-hander Matt Larson, and quickly there were 2 gone here in the second. Bob, we talked a little bit about the empathy we have for the Kansas City Royals losing their 18th in a row, you said?
Yes.
Well, Buddy Bell was brought in to manage them. He replaced Tony Pena. I think Tony resigned. Some say he was fired. I think he just became despondent over, as you say, not having a big league club. Here's a swing and a miss by Walston. At this point in the season, I don't know if it would take a pep talk from the general manager, drawing names out of a hat for a lineup, a rain out, a pitcher, one of your starters throwing a shutout for Kansas City. What would be your thoughts on trying to break out of that kind of a long losing skid?
Well, as I said the other night, you better win a game. That'd be the best way to take care of it, but there's no amount of voodoo can help you.
An 0-2 pitch is fisted to the shortstop, and near the bag, Reid Brignac throws in time to get Chris Walston. So Matt Larson, who really looked shaky in the first inning, it looks solid in the second as he retires the Kernels in order. Julia Jansen, broadcast assistant, will be along momentarily to join Bob for her third inning of play-by-play. After 2, Kernels lead Southwest Michigan 2-0, and you're enjoying Kernel baseball in the zone.
Take out the papers and the trash.
Before you take out the trash, remember to recycle glass bottles and jars, most plastic packaging materials, paper products, and cardboard. Unfortunately, there are items that cannot be recycled, including plastic bags. They can be reused or put in your trash containers for curbside collection. Styrofoam can also be discarded with the rest of your trash and garbage. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling thanks you for your efforts to reduce waste and save landfill space.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, guys. Sorry I'm late for lunch, but I have a good reason.
Let me guess. New purse, new shoes, hey, new haircut.
Yeah, I had a change of heart with my hairstyle and stopped by Cost Cutters.
Oh.
So, what you think?
I think it looks great.
I love the color and the layers.
Yeah, I like it and all, but I'm sure you'll change it next week.
Hey, my hair is always a struggle. 1 minute I love it, the next I'm ready for a whole new hair color. Cost Cutters is the only salon that can keep up with my changing style.
Ooh, remember when you had it short and spiky?
Or when it was shoulder length and red.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
No, I should try shoulder length and red.
Chris?
Yes.
All I know is that Cost Cutters is the only salon for me.
And me.
Ditto.
Hey, gang, for once we all agree.
Yeah.
Make your neighborhood Cost Cutters the only salon for you and your style. Cost Cutters, just your style. Cost Cutters is proud to support Eastern Iowa's most wholesome, affordable family entertainment, Cedar Rapids Kernels Baseball.
Top of the third inning here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Kernels lead the Devil Rays 2-0. Leading it off for the Devil Rays is Travis Schlichting, the third baseman tonight. First pitch from Ronnie Ray is a ball low outside.
Julia John was telling me in his 10 years he has not seen a triple play, so out here.
There's a shot straight up the middle, bounces into center field, and Schlichting will have a leadoff single here in the the top of the third inning.
And I would think that's as close as we're going to come, probably.
I thought there was almost a triple play 2 nights ago. Maybe I dreamed that, though. I'm not sure. I probably dreamed baseball. That brings Craig Markle up to the plate, the catcher tonight. He's hitting .275, has no home runs and 24 RBIs. The Devil Rays have a runner at first. No gone here in the top of the third inning. Kernels lead the Devil Rays 2-0. The stretch by Ronnie Ray is high. There's a throw down to second. Not in time. Close play, though. Credit Travis Schlichting with his 10th stolen base of the season.
And for Ray, he threw a slow, inside, high curveball. The catcher had to reach for it, and by the time Collins made the throw, it was going to be too late.
1 ball and no strikes to Craig Markell. And he drops that as a Texas League single right there into right field. The run around third base, and he will score on the play. And Craig Markell has his 25th RBI of the season.
275 batter, and he took that pitch where it was pitched. He just flipped his wrist and hit it into right field.
Now we have a 1-run game. Kernels 2, Devil Rays 1.
Madrigal could have, had he charged harder, made a throw to the plate, but instead he opted to cut it off to Sutton.
Markle is at first, and at the plate now, Thomas Nichols, the first baseman, hitting .218. He watches the first pitch slide in there for strike one. Tommy Nichols didn't play last night, and he sends one straight up the middle, bounces into center field. The runners will hold at first and second as the throw in from LeBlanc made it all the way to the second baseman.
Number 2, center fielder, Fernando Perez.
That brings the top of the order, Fernando Perez up, center fielder.
And it brings Kernan Ronan to the mound, but nobody in the bullpen as yet.
It's the first time that Ronnie Ray's faced more than three batters, just 3 up and 3 down in the first and second innings.
And already the Southwest Michigan team has 5 hits. They've out-hit the Kernels 5-2, and the Kernels have a .217 team batting average over 6 games against the Devil Rays. So runs and hits have been hard to come by.
Fernando Perez, the batter for the Devil Rays, leads the league in runs scored. He has 81, or actually he's third with 81 runs scored, and he also holds the league for triples. He has 11 triples. Let's hope he doesn't have one of those right now. That would score 2 runs.
Well, he swung on the first pitch to start the game.
Perez shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes strike one. The Devil Rays have runners at first and second. No gone here in the top of the third inning. Kernels 2, Devil Rays 1. Ronnie Ray on the mound for the Kernels. Delivery tries to bunt again, but it bounces away and rolls to the net.
For Perez, that was a pretty weak attempt at a bunt.
He brought the bat down. It looked pretty late for a bunt attempt. So with an 0-2 pitch, strike 3, gets the outside corner there from Ronnie Ray. And that's the first out for the Devil Rays here in the top of the third inning.
And an important out, takes speed off the base. The runners don't advance against a .292 hitter. Now they face in Brignac a .254 hitter.
So Perez was caught looking, and that's the first strikeout victim for Ronnie Ray tonight. Reid Brignac, the shortstop, watches ball one. It bounces into the dirt. The runners hold. Brignac is hitting .254. He has 14 home runs and 53 RBIs. He swings and misses for strike one. On deck for the Devil Rays, Patrick Cottrell. Ray sets and the stretch. Ball 2 outside. A pretty lively crowd here tonight. There's a big group out on the Randy Keel Confidence Pavilion.
Big group. Big group.
There's ball 3. It hits the outside corner. 3-1 to Brignac with 1 gone here in the top of third inning. Kernels 2, Devil Rays 1. There's ball 4.
Well, that's going to bring a peck of trouble to the Kernels with the bases loaded here and only 1 out and a 2-1 precarious lead.
Patrick Cottrell, the batter, now has 40 RBIs on the season. With just one out here, a fly ball to anywhere in the outfield probably would score a run at third. And he swings and lines one right to Nate Sutton at second base. Scratch that plan. So line out to Sutton is the second out of the inning. The bases are still loaded with double rays. Christopher Nowak, a designated hitter, will be up to bat for the Devil Rays to try and bring in one of their three runners on board.
Well, it's interesting that the line drive that time, hard hit, taken by Sutton, but the runners were very cautious about keeping close to the bat.
Strike one to Nowak.
Ray gave him a curveball that time, and Ronnie is using that curve to good advantage.
And there's a ball that misses low and away. 87-mile-per-hour fastball, looks like. 1-1 count to Nowak. 2 gone here in the top of the third inning. And there's ball 2 that gets away from Michael Collins, but the runners will not advance. Nowak.
That curve again. Now he's going to have to, Ronnie Ray is going to have to throw strikes here. Nowhere to put him.
2-1 pitch. There's a strike right there. 2-2. Deuce is wild up there.
Slow curveball. 78 miles an hour and caught the corner.
Nowak's hitting .302. He takes the ball inside. Full count now.
And the big pitch coming up. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-2. Runners will be going.
Michael Collins spent some time in front of home plate giving signals out to the Kernel outfielders. The runners were going on that play. It's sent high, but foul. It bounces into the Papa John's Plaza section down the right field line. The Devil Ray runners were already, 2 of them were stacked up on the third baseline ready to score. There's not much of a breeze here tonight. There's a little bit of one going across the field from right field to left field. So we'll do it again with Nowak. Full count, 2 outs here, top of the third inning. The pitch, the runners go. Ball 4.
Close, but no cigar for Ronnie Ray. That's his second walk. And this ball game is 2-2.
That brings number 6, Sean Cumberland, the right fielder, up to the plate. Left-handed batter has a black and maple-looking bat. He takes ball 1 low and away. Bases are still loaded for the Devil Rays. Tie game now. It's 2-2. And a 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. Now Michael Collins will head out to the pitcher's mound, have a little conference with Ronnie Ray. What is the group out there on the Confidence Pavilion tonight?
Well, we have JMI Laboratories and UMB Bank.
Looks like they have a big silent auction going on down there. Just for them alone, I suppose, but they have about 6 tables of things set up all along there. One looks like a big air duct system. I'm not sure what that's about. Might have to investigate later.
Yes, why don't you and report?
I will do my job. The 2-1 pitch to Cumberland is taken for ball 3.
Now there's action in the Kernel bullpen.
Looks like Michelle Samard is up. There's a strike. They thought it was ball 4, but Ronnie Ray caught the corner on that one. Full count to Sean Cumberland. The plumbing supplies is out there. That's what some of that stuff is. Now the payoff pitch is tapped down the line, but foul. That went into Kernels' bullpen.
Well, Samart caught it down there and flipped the ball into the stands for the kids.
Bags are loaded. Full count to Sean Cumberland. 2 gone here in the top of the third. The runners are going. There's a pop-up high in the sky. It will drift down towards Sean Rodriguez. He makes the catch. And that retires the Devil Rays with a bases loaded here in the third inning.
That's gutsy pitching by Ronnie Ray. He was on the hook, walking the plank, but he stayed afloat.
Well, the Devil Rays do a little damage here in the third inning. They scored 2 runs on 3 hits. There were 2 walks, 1 strikeout by Ronnie Ray, no errors, and they left 3 men aboard. The bases were loaded. They've left 3 in the game so far. We have a tie game here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, 2 apiece to Cedar Rapids and Southwest Michigan. Kernels are coming up to bat in the bottom of the third inning. You're enjoying Kernel baseball here in the Zone.
How would you like your next home buying or selling experience and lending process to be handled beautifully under one roof? If that's the way you want your real estate and mortgage needs to be met, select Todd Financial Services. Securing your loan and helping you find or sell your home is what Todd Financial Services does better than traditional banks and real estate firms. You'll be fully informed, supported, and taken care of so that buying, selling, or financing your home will be a pleasurable experience. Todd Financial Services, eager to meet all of your mortgage and real estate needs under one roof.
You save big money, when you shop Menards.
At Menards, we're proud to bring you the widest selection of quality products at the best prices.
Menards would like to thank our dedicated customers for being part of our family.
And to show you our appreciation, we're offering you the Menards employee discount.
You pay what we pay on everything in the store. It's our way of saying thank you for shopping at Menards.
And a great chance for you to save big with the Menards employee discount.
10% off on all your home improvement needs.
From paint and power tools
to plumbing and electrical supplies
to lumber, carpeting, and cabinets.
You pay what we pay during this fantastic offer.
So stop in today and receive the Menards employee discount.
You save 10% off on everything in the store.
It's our way of saying thank you for shopping at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
We have a tie game here at Cedar Rapids Kernels Stadium. We have 2 apiece to the Devil Rays and the Kernels. There's a tap bunt by Alexi Casilla to lead it off. It's picked up by the pitcher through to first. A 1-3 play.
Well, that time Casilla with the bunt put it on the ground, and the bunt was a little too hard, and the pitcher charged and made the play. He didn't pop it up between the pitching cover and second base that time, but Alexi gave it a leg up down there, but alert play by Larson took care of it.
Sean Rodriguez will come to bat now for the Kernels. There's 1 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Tie game, 2-2, Kernels and Devil Rays. Matt Larson is on the mound for the Devil Rays. And the first pitch in there for strike 1 to Sean Rodriguez. Sean is hitting .245. He has 10 home runs and 35 RBIs. Sean walked in the first inning and scored. And now takes ball 1 outside. On deck is Nate Sutton. After him will be Michael Collins. Swing and a miss by Sean Rodriguez. Strike 2.
Ned Larson signed with Tampa Bay as a free agent in May of 2004. So he's been working in the lower minors, trying to advance, and he's pitched a lot of innings.
There's a close pitch inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Sean Rodriguez. We had a pitching change for tomorrow's game. Gonzalez, there's a tapper, a high Baltimore chop that the second baseman Cottrell caught and slipped over to first base for a 4-3 out. Gonzalez was supposed to be on the mound tomorrow for the Devil Rays, but he came down with a case of food poisoning. So De La Cruz will be at it for the Devil Rays tomorrow. 2-run here in the bottom of the third inning. Nate Sutton at bat. And left-hander shows bunt and bunts it down the third baseline, but it will roll foul. Strike one.
Well, we've had double plays, strikeouts, and bunts in the first 3 innings. 2-2 for Southwest Michigan. 2 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors. Cedar Rapids, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors.
Michael Collins is on deck. And Nate Sutton, the left-hander, watches ball one sail outside. Sutton had an RBI single in the first inning. And the 1-1 pitch is taken for strike 2. Is that a curveball that Larson has there at his 85-mile-per-hour pitch?
Slider.
And now Nate Sutton gets a piece of one. It stays there, trickles down the right field line, and he will have at least a double. He is turning around, and he'll have a triple here. The throw took a long time to get relayed in from the right field corner, and Nate Sutton, listen to the crowd.
Third triple of the year for Nate Sutton, and his second hit tonight for a .225 batter. So he's trying to finish in a flourish.
Not a bad start either. An RBI single in the first and a triple now here in the third inning. So with Nate standing safely at third, Michael Collins comes to bat. He reached on a error in the first inning. He tried to bunt, and there was a throwing error by the pitcher. First pitch to Collins, strike one.
Lead run down to third, 2 outs, and we'll see what Collins can do.
Bucket Cup night here at the ballpark. A lot of people enjoying different beverages. There's a ball way inside for ball one. 1-1 to Michael Collins. 2 gone here in the bottom of the third inning. Tie game 2-2. Kernels and Devil Rays. Nate Sutton's at third. Michael Collins lashes it down in between the first and second baseman. They make a diving play at it, but not in time. It trickles into right field, and Michael Collins has an RBI single to give the Kernels the leading run.
His 55th run driven in this year for Michael. Having a very, very solid season. There's an old baseball adage that says, hit them where they ain't. And to be ungrammatically correct, that's exactly what Michael Collins did. He found the hole between second and first and hit the ball where there was not a player who could get to it.
He's been really good at that this season. He's throwing .318, which is third in the league. There's a wild pitch. It gets past the catcher, and Michael Collins advances down to second base.
Hit the umpire in the shin and bounced away from him.
They wear shin guards to umpires?
Yes.
Okay.
Most of them do inside the pant leg there.
That brings...
If he doesn't, he's going to have a nice big bruise.
I would imagine. Josh LeBlanc has a 2-0 count now. That last pitch just missed outside. Kernels have a runner at second base. They scored the leading run, 3-2 here, after a triple by Nate Sutton and an RBI single from Michael Collins. Josh LeBlanc takes a strike for strike one, 2-1. like the Cedar Rapids Spirits will be ready to come on the field in between innings. They have their cowboy hats on, which probably means save a horse, ride a cowboy will be our theme song.
Both Casilla and Collins are batting .318.
And now Josh LeBlanc sends a 3-1 pitch right into left field. Michael Collins is going to try and score on the play. It'll be close. Safe. Nicholas Nolde called him safe at the plate. The throw was there, but Michael Collins slid in underneath it. They credit Josh LeBlanc with a hit. Is that a single they gave him? Did you hear, Bob?
That would be a single, and he advanced on the throw.
Well, there were two out here in the bottom of the third inning, and the Kernels have got things together, and Nate Sutton started things off with a triple, then Michael Collins followed with an RBI single, and then Josh LeBlanc had a single, and then Michael Collins scored on the throw.
And Collins got to second base on a wild pitch, so he could make a really heads-up slide. He avoided the tag coming in. The throw was there, but Markle, the catcher, pivoted, and as he pivoted towards Michael Collins, Collins hit the dirt, and he was safe at the plate.
That will bring left-hander Richard Giannotti up to bat. First pitch from Larson is low, ball one. It gets away from the catcher, and Josh LeBlanc advances to third.
Well, Southwest Michigan is making all kinds of errors in this game, both mental and physical, and that was in my view, a pass ball. Catcher caught it, simply dropped out of his mitt. Now they called it a wild pitch, I guess, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Richard Giannotti pops one high, but foul down the third base line. It bounces onto a concourse section near the kids section.
Well, I would still say the ball should have been boxed away so it didn't get away from the catcher.
There's a ball two that is way outside. Giannotti has a 2-1 count with a runner on third. That's Josh LeBlanc. Kernels have already scored 2 runs here in the bottom of the third inning. They lead the game 4-2. There's a swing and a foul tip. Comes back and hits the umpire doors behind home plate. Here's some of those Cedar Rapids Spirits down there. A good jump. Juice is wild up there on the board. 2 runs have been scored in this inning. There's a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 2 gone here in the bottom of the third. Kernels lead the Devil Rays 4-2. The pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. Larson retires Giannotti with just his second strikeout of the game, but that's not before the Kernels strike for 2 runs here in the bottom of the third inning. They had 2 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors. There was 2 wild pitches. And the Kernels leave 1 man aboard. They have stranded 2 in the game. The Kernels lead the Devil Rays 4-2. We'll be back with a 4th inning. You're enjoying Kernel baseball here in the Zone.
Hometown Restyling. For all your remodeling needs, satisfaction is guaranteed. Hometown Restyling specializes in all of your home's interior, exterior needs. Come and visit one of our showrooms, one in Hiawatha, one in Coralville, and see the possibilities. Windows, siding, sunrooms. Please call 378-1221. Hometown Restyling. There's no place like home.
Can you guess what that sound is? Let me help you out. It's a jail cell door getting slammed shut after you've been booked for DUI. Don't think you'll get caught? Think again. Officers are cracking down from coast to coast this month. So listen up. If you drive impaired, you will pay. The choice is yours. Designate a sober driver or you drink and drive, you lose. This message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation.
Millions of miles, thousands of TV appearances, hundreds of baseball games, 80 years of history, and a fleet of Goodyear blimps all add up to one big celebration. The Goodyear Blimp Birthday Celebration with sky-high savings on some of Goodyear's most popular tires. Plus, get up to an $80 rebate on a qualifying purchase. Offers end August 27th. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for complete details and the participating retailer nearest you. Goodyear. For 80 years, it's been the name everyone looks up to. Mail-in rebate offer subject to credit approval. Restrictions apply.
Well, we've seen plenty of action, John, as we get ready for the fourth inning here tonight. And the Kernels have participated in 5 hits and 4 runs, while Southwest Michigan has participated in 5 hits, 2 runs, but 3 errors, a bunch of wild pitches, and some rather sleepiness out there on the playing field. Here is Patrick Breen, left-handed batter. First pitch is strike, it's called over the outside corner. Breen hitting .293, hit into a double play in his first appearance tonight. Ronnie Ray delivers, swung on and missed by Breen on a high hard one. 88-mile-an-hour fastball, out of the zone, but didn't look good. It was up towards his eyes. Now the pitch. That slider misses inside, and it's a ball and 2 strikes now. Nobody out, nobody on. Top of the fourth, 4-2. Cedar Rapids Kernels. The pitch. Curve breaks inside for a called strike, and Breen leaves the premises, called out on strike. 1 down. And for Ronnie Ray, that's his second strikeout of the night, and brings up Travis Schlichting. Schlichting, right-handed batter, tall, skinny kid. There's a little number out towards the mound. Ray gets it, goes over and tags Schlichting, and that takes care of that. 2 gone.
Bob, I thought your analogy of Ronnie Ray walking the plank yet staying afloat in the bottom of the third or top of the third was a very appropriate one. And we do have a lot of young kids that tune in even on school nights. School is about to start in a number of the districts, but walking the plank basically used to mean that on a ship, a tall sailing cargo ship, if the captain thought one of the crew members had committed mutiny, rather than kicking him off the ship or taking him back to port, they would extend a plank over the side of the ship, and he'd have to walk it with a blindfold on into the ocean.
And never to be heard from again. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. I thought for the kids I'd leave that out. There's a swing and a fly ball into right center field that is going to go towards the warning track for a double by Craig Markle. Markle gets his 10th double of the year.
And his second hit of the night.
That puts a runner at second and brings up Thomas Nichols, the first baseman. Up on the mezzanine tonight, Cisco, along with Agra Gold Hybrids. The pavilion, we talked about the plum supply, too, in the pavilion deck. There's a strike delivered by Ray. Runner at second. Now a half a dozen hits by Southwest Michigan. This pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Nice slide at the plate by Michael Collins, John.
He contorted himself as a catcher. He knows how to try to block a runner from scoring, and he used what he knew to get around the tag. Because, Bob, the throw from the left fielder on the play in which Michael scored the go-ahead run in this game in the bottom of the third, Patrick Breen's throw was in time, but Collins somehow went around the catcher, slid around him.
Catcher, too, didn't block the plate very well.
No,
now
he did
the
not.
stretch, 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Bob, I saw Dwight Hughes at Rotary Club on Monday afternoon and told him that we talked about how much Hughes Nursery enjoyed their time in one of our suites, and I didn't know Dwight Hughes has season tickets for Iowa State Cyclone football.
Oh, yes. There's a swing and a high drive into left field. It is way back. It is gone, and this game is tied. Thomas Nichols just drove one out of here, his 7th home run of the year, and that makes it a 4-4 game. Well, we have seen in 4 innings of play just a little bit of everything. And now a high fly ball that carried well in the night air and whipped out of here over the 365-foot mark in left center field. Giannotti went back, took a climb on the wall, but to no avail. First pitch is outside to Perez. Now the delivery. This one still off the corner, and it's ball 2 and no strikes. So Nichols evens it up with 1 swing of the bat and the pitch. Curve for a strike.
A 2-out triple by Sutton got the Kernel 2-run 3rd inning started. A 2-out double by Craig Markell gets the 2-run 4th inning started for Southwest Michigan.
Ground ball to Casilla. Nice play behind second, throw in time. Major league play, going deep to his left, almost directly behind second base. And Casilla wheeled and threw the ball to first to retire the side. Quick reaction, quick hands. That particular play can't be made by every player who is playing professional baseball, I'll tell you that. There were 2 runs, there were 2 hits, there were no errors, nobody left, and we have completed 4 here at the ballpark, and that's where we are, tied at 4-4. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Are you in debt way over your head? Do you have $4,000, $6,000, $10,000, maybe even more in credit card bills? Want to get out of debt? Gather those bills and let the agencies offering Care One Credit Counseling Services help you. Here's our number: 800-233-4985, 800-233-4985. If you're behind in paying your medical bills, your personal bills and loans, and you've been on the receiving end of one collection call, and you want to stop those calls immediately, call Care One Credit Counseling Services for a consultation and debt analysis. Some of our customers save up to 57% on their monthly payments. If you're over your head in debt, gather your bills right now and call Care One Credit Counseling Services for your consultation, debt analysis, and licensing information. Here's the number: 800-233-4985, 800-233-4985. That's 800-233-4985.
Could your golf game use a little help? Know what the pros know. Know which club head is best for you. Know which shaft is best for you. Know which golf ball is best for you. Know your optimum flight trajectory. Know you can do your best with better fitting golf equipment from your Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs. Call for your appointment today. Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs. Fitting exclusively with top-line, pro-line equipment. Golf Headquarters Nevada Bobs at 1961 Blairs Ferry Road in Cedar Rapids.
And the 4-4 game, and the wind-up, and here's the pitch by Larson. This is a curve that's low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Madrigal batting .241, 12 home runs this year. Holds that stick high, and Larson's delivery. Inside, Warner thought about it, laid off the pitch. 1 ball and 2. Well, they're going to call it a strike on the inside, claiming that he offered on it. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, and Larson's pitch swung on, hit viciously foul towards the Kernel dugout. Bounces against that protective screen, and goes down towards the bullpen. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Craig Markle, who had the home run, gives a sign, and again, this slider is low and away. Ball 2, strike 2. Warner Madrigal, right-handed batter. Third game of the series, and there's a swing and a foul off to the right. 2 teams will play at high noon tomorrow.
And don't let the forecast of rain discourage you from coming out. 2 reasons. 1, it may not rain. 2, if it does, it's supposed to stop by noon. And a third reason, this field drains as well as any in the league.
The pitch. Hit inside third, down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Madrigal motors around first to pick up by Green and left, and Madrigal trots into second base with his 16th double of the year. So the Kernels come right back every time they have taken a lead, 2-0. Then Southwest Michigan tied it at 2-2. Cedar Rapids led 4-2. West Michigan comes back, makes it 4-4. Now the Kernels have a runner at second base, nobody out in the last half of the 4th inning. Attempting to bunt, he draws the ball back and lets it go by for a ball. Rents, right-handed hitter. Jordan still trying to muscle that average up over 200. Swing on a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike. Put a little mustard on that one. And a right-hander throws down the left field line in the bullpen for Southwest. Stretch. Here it is. Inside. Backs him off the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Chris Walston will be next. The end of the Kernel batting order doesn't show much in the way of average. Now the pitch. Swung on, a little tap to the shortstop. Waits for it to bounce. The throw. Brignac gets it there in time. 1 man is out, but going to third is Madrigal. So the man is advanced by Jordan Rents, even though he commits an out.
Now the infield will come in for the play at the plate, and Chris Walston takes a long look down at Bobby Magallanes, flashing signs next to the runner. The go-ahead runner, Warner Madrigal. Let's see if Wally can come through with a base hit or at least a fly ball.
At his head, he ducked out of the way.
An errant curveball.
Chris Walston is 6'6", 245, so... But he ducked very gingerly and got out of the way. Now the stretch. Here it is. There's a swing and a foul back into the screen. Let's see if that makes him a little more determined to get a base hit here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runner at third. Tie, ball game at 4. Outfield, straight away. Here it is. Inside for 2 balls and a strike.
Oh, brother.
Did he swing?
He did not swing.
He did not.
His body did, but he didn't, and they called a strike on him. Yes, his body swung at the ball, but his wrist never broke.
No, he pivoted away from it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 2 men are gone.
Man, you've got to be able to put the ball in play somehow, some way to avoid that strikeout. And I'm not speaking of Chris Walston in particular. I mean any batter with a runner at third and less than 2 outs. You have to do something.
You've got to make some contact.
Somehow you've got to put that. Even if you hit it to a drawn-in infielder and the guy's out at the plate, at least you've made them field the ball.
Third strikeout by Larson. The pitch. Swung on and a high chopper. This is a tough play. Bounces into left field for a base hit, a cue ball hit by Casilla, and the Kernels are back in the lead at 5-4. For Casilla, his 17th run driven in this year as the leadoff man. And tonight, he has had two of the cheapest hits that you could possibly imagine. But when you have speed and when you can make them make plays that they don't want to make because of your speed, then you're in business, and that's what Alexi has done here. Throw over to first, and he's back in time. Before we know it, he may be at third. Now the stretch. There he goes. Here's the throw. Not in time. Ball goes into center field. Here he is at third base. That'll be another error.
Another stolen base. Fourth error of the night. Second on the catcher, Craig Martell. And Bob, you said it. This guy, Alexi Casilla, continues to just inspire this ball club. Every time he comes to the plate and then gets on base, something good happens. Something good happens with Alexi.
Now the look over there for the pitcher, but no throw for Casilla. 2 out, run is in. Now that's 4 errors for Southwest Michigan. Pitch, low and inside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sean Rodriguez. Hitting .245, 10 homers. Casilla jockeys around there at third. His 2 hits tonight, one a pop-up bunt that dropped for a hit. The other, a chopper that just got through the infield. Curve for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Rodriguez. So Matt Larson tries to bear down, and the pitcher continues to throw in the Devil Ray bullpen. Here it is. Fastball. Catcher saved it that time with a little crossover move. Just saved the ball from going back to the screen. Ball 2, strike 2. Larson bends down to get that sign and throws. Ground ball deep short, left field, base hit. Casilla scores. Rodriguez drives him home with a single, and the Kernels up again by 2 at 6-4.
2-out hit after 2-out hit by both teams tonight. And let's see now if the Devil Rays go to the bullpen. Bob's been
talking. That's what they're going to do.
And they're going to bring in Chris Mason, a right-hander. And as Mason comes in, Bob, your time in St. Louis, it was a whirlwind journey, to be sure. You were down and back in less than 24 hours. And without giving the particulars of your upcoming feature on Cal Eldred, what were your impressions of Busch Stadium in its final year and of how the people in St. Louis treated you and James?
Oh, well, we were treated well. There was no doubt. Cal was very, very courteous and nice to us. We took some time with him, and so was Tony La Russa. He came over and we talked for a bit and had a very nice conversation. But Cal was out working in the outfield, you know, getting in the running and everything that they do before the game. And then he got in last night's game. He pitched the 9th inning on a mop-up job with the Cardinals beating the Arizona Diamondbacks 8-2. The Busch Stadium, they're packing them in. It's sold out practically every night.
Did you see the countdown board that I told you about?
Yes.
And they have been having special people remove a placard each night. I don't know if they did it last night, but they've been honoring former Cardinal greats.
Well, they're pulling every marketing trick they can. On the last year of Busch Stadium, they have artist drawings. They have the whole package there of memorabilia and moments. And the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, 2 days a week on Tuesday and Sunday, They put a former Cardinals picture on a full-page color picture, and they're marketing everything.
And they'll sell seats like we did in the old Veterans Memorial Stadium. We had a collectible coin series that PMX and Cedar Graphics helped us, and my mom gave me a wonderful replica of Bush Memorial Stadium, a miniature replica. Well, Chris Mason is out of UNC Greensboro. He was taken this past June in the in the second round.
Chris Mason is the man who fires outside for a ball. Well, Larson basically didn't have a great deal tonight.
He's gone after 3 2/3. He's given up 6 runs on 8 hits. Matt Larson struck out 2 and walked 1.
There's a strike. It's the outside corner at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. As I told you, John, too, the stadium, when you get down in the catacombs of it, you know why they're going to blow it up.
You said it's rotting away, leaking, cracking. It was built in '66, and I'm glad you got to see that firsthand, Bob. For anybody who doubted that Busch Stadium needed to be replaced.
I was rather amazed that it wasn't such bad shape.
Yeah.
Now, balk has been called on Chris Mason. That'll put Rodriguez at second base. Well, that adds to the litany of errors and miscues and misjudgments by Southwest Michigan. To go along with 4 errors, they get wild pitches, stolen bases, a balk. And the Kernels are up by 2 at 6-4. And I would think as they are out on the mound going over, hey, how come you did that? Why? The catcher will come back behind home plate and say, well, let's try it again.
Southwest Michigan in their gray road uniforms with green socks, green numbers, and green caps. The Kernels in their white home uniforms with red numbers trimmed in black, and we're wearing our navy blue caps tonight, red batting helmets.
The pitch. Strike, it's called. 2 men are out. Ball 1 and strike 2. Now to Nate Sutton. He's had 2 hits tonight. Has doubled and scored a run. Here's the pitch. Low and away, and we're even at ball 2, strike 2. Now the delivery. There's a swing and a fly ball into shallow right. The right fielder was playing Sutton correctly. He was very shallow and came in on 5 strides to make the catch and retire the side. They had Sutton down perfectly, and Cumberland made the catch in right field. But the Kernels come up with 2 more runs and lead 6-4. In the inning, there were 3 base hits, 2 singles, and a double. There was a stolen base, an error, and a balk in the inning. And the Kernels have themselves 8 base hits now. And the Kernels also had a runner left on the base. So at the end of 4, it's 6-4, Cedar Rapids. It's gone 2-0, 2-2, 4-2, 4-4, and then 6-4 here. Cedar Rapids, every time they've been tied, they've taken the lead. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was a news anchor for Channel 2. You may also have seen me driving around Cedar Rapids in my Honda Accord. Well, I've retired from broadcasting, but I haven't given up my Honda. For years, I've told friends they should consider owning a Honda, specifically from Randy Keel Honda. Randy is a local dealer with 13 years of experience in matching drivers to the right vehicle. He has a fine selection of new Hondas, as well as quality pre-owned vehicles. And more than just a reliable service department, Randy Keel Honda offers Honfidence, a 7-year, 100,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle sold. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. And you can do more homework by logging on to Randy's website at www.randykeel.com. I'm a satisfied Honda owner, and I'm sure you will be too. See Randy Keel Honda today on Centerpoint Road Northeast.
How do I sign up to enjoy the game from the Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub, Julia?
It's simple. All you have to do is register at the customer service booth, Center Court at Westdale Mall, then listen to Mix 96.5 FM to find out if your name is drawn as the winner of the Home Run Hot Tub. As the winner, you'll savor a breathtaking panoramic view of the ball game from the soothing splendor and comfort just above the left field wall at Veterans Memorial Stadium.
Cool. I'm going to go grab my swimsuit.
Ronnie Ray throws, and Brignac is out on a routine ground ball from Sutton, the second baseman, to Walston at first. One out here in the last half of the fifth inning.
Bob, I know you got to talk a bit, too, with the old redhead, Red Shandy.
Yes, we had a nice conversation. We were exchanging Casey Stengel stories and had a nice visit with Red. High chopper is foul outside of third with Patrick Cottrell, right-handed batter.
Bob, you followed the Milwaukee Braves back in the late 50s during their glory days, and didn't Red Shandies have to leave baseball for a year with tuberculosis?
Yes, he did. Swing and a drive that hits second base. Flips up to the second baseman. Sutton throws to first. He's out!
You said this game had everything, Bob.
It certainly does. There's a shot that was hit. It's skimmed over the pitching mound, and then the ball rammed into second base, flipped up into the air, right into the hands of Sutton. He threw to first, and you're out of there.
The batter, Patrick Cottrell, has to be thinking, what happened? I hit that ball like a bullet past Ronnie Ray into center field.
But no,
it hit the base.
Here's the pitch. There is a ball low and outside. Ball one and no strikes. Well, we have almost seen a triple play. We have seen Casilla pull all kinds of magic on the base paths. We've seen errors. This game has had some of its weird moments. Now the pitch. Slow, 75-mile-an-hour changeup for a strike. 2 balls and a strike to Chris Nowak. He's had a hit and has walked in 2 appearances. Now the pitch. Swung on, and a fly ball is hit to left field. Giannotti going back, leaps up, can't get it. It's off the wall, and Nowak goes into second base with a double. The ball hit about 2/3 up on the wall in left field. And Giannotti made a leap, but couldn't come up with it. And for Nowak, his 21st double of the 2005 season. So there's a runner at second.
It hit right below the Whirling Waters Westdale Mall Mix 96.5 FM home run hot tub. Richard, as you said, Bob, scaled the wall, and yeah, that thing came within 3 feet of being a home run.
Yes, it did.
Michel Samar starting to warm up in the Colonel right field bullpen.
Second time he's warmed tonight for Ronnie Ray, who is up for the score of 6-4. Runner at second, and the batter is Sean Cumberland, hitting .267. Swings on that change of pace and missed it for a strike. Strike one.
The hits are even at 8 apiece, and we're only in the top of the 5th inning.
Now the stretch. The look over and the pickoff attempt. He is back safely. Just barely. Casilla made that fast move in behind him, but Nowak was able to handhold second base. Nowak is 6'5", and he used his 6'5" frame to get the job done here. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Drive down the right field line. It is curving. Foul. Otherwise, it would have been out of here.
Ronnie Ray at this point is living a very, very charmed life on the hill.
Yes, he's had early on here 2 double plays in the first 2 innings to pull him out. Both sides have 8 hits. Nowak, the lead. Now the pitch. Swung on, tapped to Walston at first. The run to the bag in time, and that retires the side. And Ronnie Ray again gets out of a pickle here in the top half of the 5th inning with no runs and 1 hit, no errors and 1 left. And we have completed 4.5 innings with Cedar Rapids leading Southwest Michigan 6-4. We'll be back with the last half of the 6th inning with Collins, LeBlanc, and Giannotti to bat for the Kernels. You're listening to Cedar Rapids Baseball in the Zone.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John's. Attention baseball fans, call your local Papa John's for our home run special. Get a large pizza with up to 3 toppings of your choice for only $9.99.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Summer is a perfect time to enjoy fresh, colorful flowers and blooming plants. Peck's Flower Shop and Garden Center has the finest quality flowers and plants for both indoors and out. Plus, as always, all the expert advice you need to make your plants grow their best. Whether it's a single fresh flower or an entire wedding, a single household plant or a yard of landscaping, Peck's does it all. Family owned and serving Eastern Iowa since 1956. We've been proud supporters of Kernels baseball for over 10 years. Peck's offers you the best plants and flowers available. Peck's is also your professional FTD and teleflorist florist with a certified garden, nursery, and landscaping center. Peck's is your year-round growing center and flower headquarters. Stop in for Peck's Fresh Flower feature. Fresh cut short stem roses, just $9.95 a dozen, cash and carry. Peck's Flower Shop, Garden Center, Nursery, and Landscaping at the corner of Blair Ferry and Edgewood Road Northeast.
First batter for the Kernels in the last half of the 5th inning will be Michael Collins. He was safe on an error, went to second on an error, and he takes a called strike, the outside corner. Mason, right-hander on the mound. Now the pitch. He has a herky-jerky move and moves on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and throws it in there.
You know what amazes me about a guy like Red Shandies, Bob, is that
outside for a ball,
somehow
1-2.
Somehow he manages 2 things: to be excited to put the uniform on every night and to relate to kids probably 2 generations removed from him.
Strike 3. Collins took a fastball over the outside corner at 88 miles an hour, and he is called out on strikes. That brings up Josh LeBlanc. As for Chris Mason, he has an ERA of 1.93. But he hasn't pitched much.
No, this is just his 5th game.
Now the pitch, low and outside for a ball. It's a slightly built right-hander.
Out of UNC Greensboro, a 2nd-round pick by the Devil Rays this past June.
Slipped that slider way outside, and it's ball 2 and no strikes. Mason, 6 feet, 185 pounds. There's a line drive to the second baseman, and Patrick Cottrell took care of it.
When you first look at Mason, if you were a pitching coach, Bob, you'd say, slow down. It looks like he rushes his delivery, but the note I have on him is that in high school he broke the North Carolina high school record that the high school he went to for strikeouts that was held by Kevin Millwood.
Now the wind, and here's the pitch. Well, when he comes through, he gets everything behind it.
Yeah, he really rushes his windup is what I'm saying. It looks like he's in fast motion.
Ball one, and now the delivery swung on and missed at a slider at 78 miles an hour. Giannotti, the batter. Now the wind, here's the pitch. Swung on, line drive down the left field line. Base hit, goes to the tarp in the left field bullpen. Giannotti tries for a double. High throw, and he makes it. For Giannotti, his 16th double of the year, and the Kernels touch Mason for an extra base hit.
And that's for the Kernels, their third extra base hit of the evening, a triple and two doubles. Plus, now we're looking at another situation where the Kernels have done a
two-out.
Yeah, two-out hits have been the difference in this game, and let's see if the Kernels can do it again.
That brings up Warner Madrigal. He is doubled and scored and grounded out. Stretch, pitch, low and outside. Ball one and no strikes. We're in the last half of the fifth inning. 6-4, the Kernels lead. Madrigal waves at a curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A chance for you in the next half inning. Bob will be combining with Julia to bring you a chance to win a $5 gift certificate from the Spring House. That'll be in the top of the sixth inning. Let's hope Warner Madrigal can come through with a bolt of two-out lightning here to add to the Kernel lead in the bottom of the fifth inning.
There's a swing and a foul that goes back into the stands over the Kernel dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Giannotti at second base. Kernels have done their scoring tonight with 2 outs. Runner at second. The look and the pitch. Curveball hit to the second baseman. High hop, he fumbles it, picks it up, throws, and Cottrell throws to Nichols to get Warner Madrigal and retire the Cedar Rapids Kernels in the last half of the fifth inning with no runs and 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. So we have completed 5. The groundskeepers will drag the infield, and the Kernels will try to protect a 2-run lead, and we'll see exactly who comes out to the mound. I think that Michel Samar will be the pitcher. He will be. He delivered the lineup cards tonight before the game. Now he tries to deliver Ronnie Ray a victory tonight as he comes on in long relief. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
It's Greeny and Golick. My kids' favorite song in the world is the song YMCA. So I go to Barnes & Noble and I come across the Village People's Greatest Hits. Okay. So I walk up to pay. And so I'm standing there online. Yeah. And some guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, you're Greeny." Uh-huh. And he said, "Hey, what's up with Golick?" Whatever, chat's making a little nice conversation. And he says to me, "What are you buying?" Oh, no. And all of a sudden I realize what I'm buying.
What you have in your hands that you now have to show this guy.
So I pulled it up. It's the best of the Village People. The look on this guy's face was classic. Yeah. He's like, "Oh, my God. Everything they say about you is absolutely right."
Gang, we've been trying to tell you. This ain't an act.
It's Mike and Mike in the morning on ESPN Radio.
Have you heard the great news?
Mediacom has stepped to the plate to give girls and boys the chance to do cool stuff with the Kernels and at the stadium. As a member of the Mediacom Little Sluggers, you'll get to have an autograph session with the Kernels, take a tour of the stadium, watch a movie from the outfield grass, take batting practice with the Kernels, and participate in a story time with the players. Join the fun of the Mediacom Little Sluggers by registering online at Kernels.com. That's Kernels.com.
Miguel Samar out on the mound, the right-hander, as we told you. Facing Breen, the left fielder of Southwest Michigan. Fly ball to center. On his horse, he can't get it. LeBlanc has the ball go over his head to the warning track, and a long double on the first pitch by Miguel Samar as Breen collects his 16th double of the campaign. That puts a runner at second, nobody out, and Samar gets ceremoniously hit at the start of his stint here tonight. Michelle has won 4, lost 3, has an ERA of 3.96, has pitched 40 innings, given up 23 runs, 23 of them earned, 5 home runs, 4 hit batsmen, 19 walks, and the ball bunted foul down along the third baseline for strike 1 with Travis Schlichting. Michelle has 48 strikeouts in 40 innings of pitching. Tall Canadian right-hander, replacing Ronnie Ray, who went 5 tonight and gave up 8 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Stretch, here it is. Curveball swung on and missed by Schlichting, and that moves the count to strike 2. Michael Collins gives him the sign. At the belt, here it is. Swung on, he protected the plate and fouled it off. Runner at second, Kernels lead 6-4. Third game of the series and the final game tomorrow at high noon out here at the ballpark. You join us for lunch at the ballpark tomorrow. Here's the pitch. Curve swung on. Sharply hit to Casilla. He fires in time for the out. Schlichting legged it down the line, but Casilla with a good throw tossed him out. Runner stays at second base. No advance there. And Craig Markle comes on. Markle, a right-handed batter. He has scored twice tonight. 6-4 in favor of the Kernels. Friends, stop in soon to the Spring House and take my advice, will you? Savor one of their signature entrees. That is the French dip beef sandwich with French fries. The French dip beef sandwich will satisfy that heartiest appetite, lunch or dinner at the Spring House. Another ball is inside, and we go even at 1 ball, 1 strike. That's the classic at the Spring House. The French dip beef sandwich and French fries. $5.25 at the Spring House. And Julia, what's the Spring House trivia question tonight?
Our question tonight is, name the former Colorado Rocky that became the first player since Joe Jackson to hit over 360 in 3 straight seasons.
Bouncing ball to the third baseman, throw by Rodriguez in time, and the runner advances to third. Markle grounds out. 2 gone.
Again, that question is, name the former Colorado Rocky that became the first player since Joe Jackson to hit over 360 in 3 straight seasons. Our phone number here is 896-7589. Had a request for an area code, 319-896-7589. If you're listening on the internet and you want to call in.
There is a ball to Thomas Nichols, right-handed batter. Runner at third, and here's the pitch. curve is low and outside. Ball 2 and no strikes. 2 out, runner at third for the Devil Rays, who trail by 2. Nichols takes a strike over the outside corner from Michel Samard. Replacing Ronnie Ray. Here's the pitch. Way outside. 3 balls and a strike. Ray threw 73 pitches tonight. 49 of them were strikes. Samar readies and fires. Strike is called. Good fastball over the outside corner, and we go 3-2. Green at third. At the belt, here it is. Curve swung and fouled back into the screen. Julia, better give that number again here.
The phone has been quiet. Name that former Colorado Rocky that became the first player since Joe Jackson to hit over 360 in 3 straight seasons. Our phone number here, 896-7589, 896-7589. $396-7589. You call us and tell us about that Colorado Rocky player. There's a swing and a miss. He struck him out. No runs and 1 hit. There were no errors and 1 man left on. So we have completed 5 1/2, and the Kernels are out in front with a score of 6-4. We'll be back, and we'll try and tickle your fancy with a couple of hints on the Springhouse trivia question of the night. I would think the letters would be TH. You're listening. Is that right, Julia? No.
No, it's not right. Okay.
Like 1. Their hint, I don't know if you heard it from John, but the former Colorado Rocky that became the first player since Joe Jackson to hit over 360 in 3 straight seasons is now a Cardinal. That's your hint. Phone number here, 896-7589.
Plus that, he has to be on the DL. Okay, that's enough.
896-7589. Give us a call if you have a guess.
And we'll be back. You're listening to Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
There's a toll-free way you can call the KCRG TV9 News team with your news tips. Just dial 365-9999. 365-9999. It's Newsline 9, and it's your direct line to the TV9 newsroom. Call us with breaking news, interesting story ideas, weather information, or sports scores. When you see news happen anywhere in eastern Iowa, remember this number, 365-9999. Newsline 9. It makes you a part of the KCRG TV9 News team.
Race fans want the inside scoop on what's going on in the world of IMCA racing? Listen each Saturday morning at 8 a.m. for In the Pits from the IMCA Motorsports Radio Network. John and Junior take you around the Midwest and the country with the latest news, results, and interviews with the nation's top drivers.
Hi, I'm Doug Thompson of the IMCA Motorsports Radio Network. I hope you get a chance to catch John and Junior and In the Pits every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. from KCRG 1600 AM, The Zone from Cedar Rapids.
The battles for the championship are in the home stretch at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway. This Friday night, the next to last Papa John's Cup iWireless Championship races this season, featuring the full throttle energy drink Stars of Tomorrow. The championship battles are red hot. An incredible 45 different drivers that won feature races this season. And it's almost over just this Friday and next Friday to decide the championship. Racing starts at 7 this Friday night at Cedar Rapids Hawkeye Downs Speedway.
2 balls and a strike to Jordan Rentz to lead off in the last half of the 6th inning. There's a curveball for a called strike on the inside corner at the knees. Ball 2, strike 2. Mason fires, and Rent swings and misses. The catcher drops the ball, throws to first in time, and one man is gone. All right, we have a winner.
We do have a winner after all those hints. Mark Thomas of Cedar Rapids is our winner tonight. He names the former Colorado Rocky that became the first player since Joe Jackson to hit over 360 in 3 straight seasons. His initials were LW, that would be Larry Walker.
Julia, I thought it would be Todd Helton. That's why I said TH.
Larry Walker hit 366 in 1997. In 1998, he hit 363. And in 1999, he hit 379.
And Larry Walker is getting ready to get back into the Cardinal lineup. Swing and a fly ball to left, caught by Patrick Breen, and that retires Chris Walston. And here is the troublemaker as far as Southwest Michigan is concerned. This is the man that started all of this stuff and really gave the momentum to the Cedar Rapids Kernels in the very first inning. Alexi Casilla, 2 hits, 2 runs scored, 2 stolen bases, and this one is a ball outside. He was going to try a drag bunt that time. Alexi is just one of a plethora of infielders that the Anaheim Angels have. Here's the pitch. He attempted to bunt that one and fouled it back. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's had 2 hits tonight, and both of them wouldn't total 100 feet. Now the pitch. Curve just missed. 2 balls and a strike. Kernels are out in front with a score of 6-4. Now the motion. Here it is. Swung on, hit to the first baseman. He gloves it, and Nichols tags the bag, and that retires the Kernels in the last half of the 6th inning with nothing across. And the 6th inning totals. Cedar Rapids, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. Southwest Michigan, 4 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors. And we go into the 7th inning here at the ballpark. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' newest full-service landscaping center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowa wholesalers for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road behind Guppy's on the Go. Along with their garden center and brand new floral shop, Cedar Rapids Greenhouses offers a full selection of landscaping products and services. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home improvement efforts. They will work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. If you want to do it yourself, walk through their expansive 4-acre in-town location and choose from a wide variety of trees, shrubs, or blooming plants. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of annuals, perennials, and a variety of magnolias, maples, and lilacs. For the highest quality and wholesale prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's newest garden center, floral shop, and full-service landscapers. Corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Roads Northwest.
6 innings, a seesaw battle that has the Kernels holding a 6-4 lead over the Southwest Michigan Devil Rays. They'll send the top of their order up against relief pitcher Michelle Samar, and that's Fernando Perez. 0-for-3 against the Kernel departed starter Ronnie Ray, and a sweeping curve is in for a strike to Perez. Samar fires a strike at the knees. It's 0-2, and with Bob Brooks alongside, John Rogers, Bob, Todd Helton is a great hitter, and yet even he did not do what Larry Walker did. There's strike 3 call. That was a sharp breaking pitch at the knees, and Fernando Perez is 0 for 4 in this series. That's now 4 in a row, retired by Samar after he gave up a leadoff double over the head of LeBlanc in center to Patrick Breen, the first batter he faced in the 6th inning. Helton has a lifetime average, I believe, of almost 336, but Larry Walker in 97, 8, and 9 hit over 360. Over 360, and a lot of people think there should be an asterisk put next to that because he played half his games at Coors Field. I don't feel that way.
Well, it's a major league ballpark, and that's what it is, and you've got to count it. I don't think you can't judge the air.
No. Larry Walker did hit over 360 3 years in a row. First player since shoeless Joe Jackson to do it. A 2-0 pitch is pounded foul over the backstop down below by Reid Brignac, who has singled, walked, and grounded to second.
Cedar Rapids pitchers, both Ray and Samar, have done an excellent job of keeping the speed of Perez off the bases.
He leads the league in steals and second in triples, third in runs scored, but he's 0 for 4 tonight. Is the leadoff batter, Fernando Perez. Reid Brignac, left-handed hitter, and the 2-1 offering is high and away. It's Brignac ahead now, 3-1. Reid is a .254 batter, second-round pick by the Devil Rays. Only 19 years old, in open stance. And ball 4 is low. The tying run will come to the plate here in the top of the 7th, 6-4 Kernels. Bob, I thought I'd incorporate a few in the next inning or so of some of the, in our Did You Know realm. You mentioned that Coco Crisp is your favorite nickname and that Whitey Wiedelman, a third baseman for Pittsburgh, was another name you remember from as far as colorful nicknames. But Coco Crisp, we agreed Kellogg's in Battle Creek should get him to do some endorsing of their cereal. Coco Crisp, a throw to first, high, and Brignac back as the ball almost sailed over Walston's head. A fellow that Bob Oldus, a good friend of you and I, Bob is still scouting. He was a member of the 1960 world champion Pittsburgh Pirates. Cottrell swings, waves at a changeup, strike 1. Bob Oldus played with a fellow named Wilmer David Mizell. Vinegar Bend.
Vinegar Bend Mizell.
That's a
former
great
St. Louis Cardinal.
That's right. That's a great nickname. Vinegar Bend Mizell.
I was thinking the other day when you were talking about that, how about a pitcher by the name of Bobo Newsom?
Oh, yes. He pitched a no-hitter in his first big league start. Bobo Newsom. Sounds more like the name of a chimpanzee. The 0-1 is outside.
Well, we won't go into that any further.
Okay. Well, nicknames have derivatives, and Vinegar Bend Mizell hailed from a small Alabama town, 85.
Called Vinegar Bend.
That's right, 85 miles northeast of Mobile, Alabama. And Vinegar Bend did go 13-5 for the 1960 world champion Pirates, and as Bob said before that, he was a St. Louis Cardinal. Cliff Mountain Music Melton, I'll tell you about him in a moment. A curve, and it's grounded to third. Rodriguez feeds Sutton at second 1. Nate to first. In time! Walston dubbed that throw by Sutton out of the dirt, and somehow, stretching, managed to keep his foot on the base. The Kernels had turned their third double play of the evening. That ball was hit softly by Cottrell to Rodriguez, but, man, Bob, we have seen some defense from the Kernels this season.
Well, we have seen some sparkling infield play tonight. Some of it just because of good fortune. That was because of alert play.
5-4-3 around the horn. Let's listen in to the fans stretching here at the ballpark. Singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." No runs, a walk, a double play in the top of the 7th, and as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, it's the Kernels 6, Southwest Michigan 4. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
To make your landscaping dreams become a reality, see the experts at Keen's Material. Retaining walls, custom patios, walkways, and steps, Keen's Material has all the hardscape elements needed to complete your landscaping project. Need ideas? Visit Keen's Outdoor Display Area on 12th Avenue Southwest to see over 100 products showcased. Let your property reach its full potential with help from the experts at Keen's Material. Visit Keen's in Cedar Rapids, Coralville, and Eldridge, or on the web at keensmaterial.com.
I live for you, I feed your cats, I fold your undies at the laundromat, unless you want me to have them dry. I get paid for that. I'll work things out, things get bad. I'll shave my soul back before I meet your dad. I'll wear a turtleneck to strategically hide my tattoos if I can. I'm quitting the bed, 'cause I'm winning your hand. I'm giving you all my time, but this Dr. Pepper is mine. Rich taste, oh yeah. This Dr. Pepper is mine. One taste and you get it. I'll shop with you, always be true. I'll never share my Dr. Pepper with you. Sorry. This Dr. Pepper is mine. One taste and you get it. So rich. This Dr. Pepper is mine. So refreshing taste, drinking by the case. This Dr. Pepper is mine. Isn't even a word.
Southwest Michigan lifts Chris Mason as we go to the Kernels' 7th. Mason went 2 1/3, gave the Kernels no runs, 1 hit, struck out 2, walked none, and just joining the Devil Race squad, a fellow with an unusual last name, Bob.
Austin Coos. The Tampa Bay Devil Rays have promoted him. He's a right-handed reliever and sent to the team to replace Lavelle Morgan, who will join the team's temporarily inactive list. Coos signed by Tampa Bay as a free agent on the 4th of July of 2001, and in the 2004 season was at Double-A Montgomery. Right-hander.
First pitch to Sean is way high. Sean Rodriguez, that is, who has walked and scored, singled in a run. Hits even at 9 apiece, 6-4 Kernels, and we're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Delighted you're with us. Come on out tomorrow. The gates open at 11 for the noon start. And as I said, there's some rain in the forecast, but please don't let that put a damper on your plans because most of the rain's supposed to be out of here by noon. Coos fires just low. He's glaring in at the umpire, Nicholas Nolde. He thought that was a strike to Sean Rodriguez.
Well, it's 3-0, and the Kernels could use some insurance.
Oh, you bet. Ball 4, that's a good start. Sean, with 25 steals, hasn't been running nearly as much in the second half as he did in the first half. He walks for the second time. Cliff Mountain Man Music Melton went 20-9 in his rookie season to help the New York Giants win the 1937 NL title. He came from Black Mountain, the Black Mountains of North Carolina, and he enjoyed singing mountain ballads. So another colorful nickname, Cliff Mountain Music Melton. I remember, Bob, they used to call Bill Walton Mountain Man, the center of the Portland Trailblazers, because he wore that headband and was kind of radical in his thinking. He
went up into the mountains and camped out, too. He was a mountain man.
Yes, he was. He had that beard. But this is another fella named Cliff Mountain Music Melton. Strike one in to Nate Sutton, who's had a good night. There goes Sean. Pitch high a ball, throw to second. Rodriguez is safe. And the Kernels add to their league-high steal total. Alexi Casilla with 2. Rodriguez with 1 tonight. The Kernels have now stolen 185 bases this season. And now Nate Sutton will try to hit the ball on the ground to the right side of the Double-A infield, or maybe lay a bunt down to get Sean, who's caked in dirt after a head-first slide steal of second, leading away from second. Austin Coos, the right-hander. A bunt towards third. Coos backhands it. Plants his foot, throws it away. Wild throw! Wild throw! Rodriguez scores. Sutton out at second, but the Kernels lead it 7-4. Nate Sutton bunting to the left of home plate between the mound and third. Austin Coos did everything right, fielded, planted, but then heaved it to the Kernel dugout side of first. It's the 5th error of the night, the 5th error committed by the Devil Rays, and it's no RBI for Sutton. He's credited with a sacrifice bunt, and then a throwing error by the pitcher, E1, allowed Rodriguez to score, and then Sutton was thrown out. First baseman, I believe, shortstop. 1 out.
Man, there have been some weird plays in this game, haven't there?
Oh, time after time. Every inning we see something different. I still think the quirkiest was a line drive past Ronnie Ray back in the 5th inning that hit second base, ricocheted to Sutton, who threw the bewildered batter, Patrick Cottrell, out at first. 2-0 to Michael Collins. It's 7-4 Kernels here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Collins has reached on an error, driven in a run, and scored a run. He swings and misses, strike one.
And has advanced on a wild pitch.
Michael steps out. That error by Austin Coos, throwing to first, trying to get Sutton on a sacrifice bunt, allowed Rodriguez to score. Sutton was out by a whisker as the big first baseman, Tommy Nichols, retrieved it at the base of the Dick Ramsey Skogman home sign on the Papa John's Plaza. The 3-1 to Collins. Low, at the knees rather, for a strike. We'll have a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard in a moment. Bob, do you remember a couple of New York writers by the name of Damon Runyon and Haywood Brune?
Oh, I should say.
Well, they were at a...
Haywood Hale Brune.
Yes. I remember him late in his career working for CBS TV.
Yeah.
He wore plaid jackets and had a mustache. Well, I'm going to give you a story to finish up our discussion on colorful nicknames. A swing and a miss on a 3-2 pitch. Collins gone on strikes, 2 away here in the Kernel 7th. 7-4 Kernels. Damon Runyon and Haywood Halebrun were at Yankee Stadium for a Negro League doubleheader in 1932, and they saw a fellow by the name of Ted Radcliffe catch Satchel Paige in the first game of a doubleheader, and then pitch a 4-0 shutout in the second game, and Damon Runyon and Haywood Halebrun gave the nickname Ted Double Duty Radcliffe to Ted Radcliffe. I think that's a beauty.
Yes, that's pinning a good nickname on undoubtedly a man who was a very, very talented player.
Swing and a miss by Josh LeBlanc. Left-handed batter, bases empty, 2 away, and a fastball outside from Austin Coose, C-O-O-S-E.
Well, you go back in Yankee lore, there was Phil Scooter Rizzuto.
The Scooter, that's right. I forgot about that. Was a great nickname because he could scoot every which way on the infield to get ground balls. There's a foul into one of our diamond suites to our left, and it's 1-2 to Josh LeBlanc.
Long-time broadcaster with the Yankees.
Yes, sir. Along, Bill White was with him. We talked about Bill White when Dr. Lomax was with us a month or 2 ago. Ball 2 is upstairs to Josh LeBlanc.
Yeah, well, the Kernels have upped it to 7-4, so they did get some insurance.
Just past 9 o'clock, you're enjoying Kernel baseball. In the zone, ESPN Radio 1600, KCRG, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Virgil is our in-studio engineer this evening. Bob, I remember Haywood Halebrun being a pretty good commentator on horse racing.
Yes. I think he visited Belmont Park quite often.
The payoff pitch. LeBlanc sends it soaring foul over the grass slope seating berm down the left field line.
Damon Runyon always was writing about New York characters.
Okay.
He was, he could portray the New Yorker ever so well.
I wonder if he ever wrote about Jimmy Durante. The payoff, swing and a foul. My dad used to love Jimmy Durante. He loved that. My dad would say it. I love that big schnoz on that guy. And then, Bob, another guy, there's a tabloid media guy named Maury Povich now, but his father, Shirley Povich, was a very respected, was he a sports writer or a mainstream journalist?
No, he was a sports writer for the Washington Post.
Oh, the Washington Post, that's right. Swing and a miss by LeBlanc to end the 7th inning. The Kernels score 1 run on no hits The 5th error of the night by the Devil Rays. Leave nobody aboard. The Kernels are stranded just 4. And through 7 innings, Kernels 7, Southwest Michigan 4. You're listening to Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Hello, it's me, the Diamond Hunter for Siegel's Jewelry. You know, most people look at me as a real tough guy, a man's man. Well, sure, I like to wrestle crocs and run with the lepers when I get a chance, but I have my soft side, too. And nothing pulls my heartstrings more than a beautiful wedding, with beautiful wedding rings from Siegel's. Why, seeing two people commit their lives to each other, well, it sort of makes me teary-eyed. Kind of like when that python clamped his chompers around my ankle. Boy, did that smart. If you're getting ready to tie the knot, head on over to Siegel's. They have a beautiful selection of engagement rings and wedding sets. Siegel's selection of diamonds is unmatched. They buy direct from the diamond cutters, eliminating the middleman and giving you a finer quality diamond at a great price. Siegel's can even custom design a special ring for your special day. Siegel's has great anniversary gifts, too. That's Siegel's, across from the Alliant Tower in Cedar Rapids. Family owned since 1940. Tell them the Diamond Hunter sent you. There's always something special at Siegel's.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
For nearly 50 years, Advanced Systems has been providing office technology solutions. Whether you're looking for a simple multifunctional system or a complex software program, Advanced Systems is your solutions provider. We're continuing to build upon our tradition of providing outstanding service to each and every client.
Business for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
Michelle Samar, who had a string of over 18 innings of scoreless relief, snapped Saturday night here at home, and a Kernel loss to the Kane County Cougars, has pitched well. In relief of Ronnie Ray, he's allowed a double and a walk in 2 innings, and now he'll go against Chris Nowak. And time is called as the Kernels send Miguel González down the right field line to start warming up. 7-4 Kernels. After tonight, only 4 home games remaining. A breaking pitch is low for ball 1, and as we think about the reality of that situation, it's just really unfathomable that only 4 home games will be remaining after tomorrow's noon start. A curve, and Nowak desponded over the call by the plate umpire, Nicholas Nolde. It's a strike, and Nowak, the big 6'6", 245-pounder, is back in there. Chris has had a perfect night, a single, a walk with the bases loaded, and then a double. Ball 2 is outside. We promised you a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard, and we have it. A swing and a miss. State Farm Insurance agents Lanny Peterson, Al Shetler, Dale Thompson, and Gary Schubat will bring us that look after this 2-2 pitch. We may have some finals. Nowak swings and fouls it straight back. Oh, Julia. Okay, Julia was here checking with Bob on something.
Well, I'm waiting for Western Union to come through.
The old Pony Express. That's right. I know Julia ducked in to check on something. Perhaps something big is brewing. Here's a line drive smash into left. One hop in front of Giannotti. And boy, oh boy, Chris Nowak, 3rd hit of the night, and he really scalded that one.
10th hit of the game for Southwest.
They've out-hit the Kernels 10-9, but 5 Devil Ray errors have played into this Kernel 7-4 lead in the 8th inning. So we will have that State Farm Major League scoreboard for you. Bob was in St. Louis last night with Cal Eldred. Got to talk to Tony La Russa, Red Shandy. Ball 1 low. A guy like Eldred, Bob, must know what to do without a trainer or strength and conditioning coach having to prod him.
Well, he's got it down to a science. Yep. Absolutely. He has a book, and he goes through a checklist.
Uh-oh, here's a deep drive to right, and it's a 1-run game. A 2-run homer belted by Sean Cumberland, and the Kernel lead is whittled to 7-6. Sean Cumberland, with his 11th of the year, socked it over the right field wall. Madrigal gave chase, but no chance, and that may be it for Michelle Samar. let's see how much longer Bobby Magallanes and Kernan Ronan allow Michelle to try to protect this one-run lead. Cal literally has a book, Bob.
Yes, he does. And that book has pictures of how you do these exercises and what they're supposed to accomplish. And he is a religious workout man. And, well, at the age of 37, here he is still pitching in the major leagues after Tommy John surgery, after other injuries. Here he's still contributing to a team that probably will be playing in the World Series.
Well, as a Cardinal fan, that's certainly what we're hoping for. We made it to the threshold, but not across as the Red Sox, the team of destiny. Here comes Bobby Magallanes, and that should be a pitching change. A U.S. Cellular speed talk call to the Gurnall bullpen is going to bring in the 6'1" right-hander Miguel González. Michel Samar went 2 innings plus. So far, he's given up 2 runs on 3 hits. Samar struck out 2, walked 1, and a U.S. Cellular speed talk call to the Colonel bullpen. Miguel González answers it, and right on cue, Colonel broadcast assistant Julia Jansen has the scores in Bob's hand for the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
All right, let's start with the National League, where the Cubs win in Houston 4-2, getting ready to go on to Colorado. Home run by Garcia Parra and by the winning pitcher Zambrano. So what a competitor he was tonight. On 4 runs, 9 hits. Houston had 2 runs and 3 hits. Oswalt was the losing pitcher. Oswald, as a matter of fact. Atlanta, through the 8th inning, they are defeating the LA Dodgers 7-2. San Diego and Florida complete now. Florida shuts out San Diego 6-0. In the Washington-Philadelphia game, they are going final. The Phillies are up 4-3, out-hitting the Nationals 10-6. In the Pittsburgh-New York Met game, it's final. Mets win it 5-1. Cincinnati and San Francisco. That game into the top of the 9th inning. San Francisco leads 3-2. Arizona and St. Louis. The Redbirds are leading 3-0 in the last half of the 7th inning at Busch. Mulder is the pitcher of record for St. Louis, and John Mabry has hit his 7th home run. Last night I saw John in the clubhouse, and he was looking at tape of the Arizona Diamondbacks pitching, so it paid off for him tonight. Milwaukee and Colorado. Milwaukee leads 2-0 into the 4th inning. We'll get to the American League in a moment.
Patrick Breen, left-handed batter, dribbles the first pitch foul against Miguel González, answering the U.S. Cellular speed talk call to the Colonel bullpen. Yet another game at home where the Colonels trying desperately to protect the lead in the 7th, 8th, or 9th inning. Now we're in the 8th inning, nobody out. A 2-run homer by Sean Cumberland. Look out, and Miguel González comes inside and strikes the batter, and just like that, on an 0-1 pitch, the Devil Rays have the tying run at first with nobody out. You just shudder to think you've got to push that out of your mind, that here we go again syndrome that has plagued us all season long, trying to protect leads late in ball games at home.
Detroit beats Boston this afternoon 6-5. Baltimore over Oakland 5-3. Seattle beats Kansas City 11-5. 18 losses in a row for Kansas City. And tonight, a final. Texas shuts out Cleveland 3-0. The Yankees in Tampa Bay. New York leads 6-5 into the last half of the 8th inning.
Fisting one high in the air to second is Travis Schlichting, and it's pocketed there by Nate Sutton. What a big first out. I thought Schlichting would be bunting here in the 8th inning, but Miguel González came right in on his hands and got the right-handed batter to pop up weakly to second. 1 on, 1 out. 8th inning, 7-6 Kernels.
And in the Minnesota-Chicago White Sox game at U.S. Cellular Field on the south side of Chicago, the Twinkies are trying to sweep the series. They lead 5-0, and Santana has given up 1 hit.
Last year's Cy Young Award winner, Johan Santana, former Fort Wayne Wizard. Craig Markell with 2 hits and 2 runs scored.
That's at the end of 7 innings. So Santana's pitching a wonderful game. LaCroix has hit a home run.
Another former Midwest leaguer, Fort Wayne Wizard, Matthew LaCroix. A high fly ball into left. Richard Giannotti drifts back and over to his right a few steps and snags it. 2 gone. Craig Markell, first pitch swinging, has flown to left, and Miguel González, in relief of Michel Samar, has made only 4 pitches, a strike, a hit batsman, a pop out to second, and a fly ball out to left. 7-6 Kernels. The difference in this game right now, a walk, stolen base by Sean Rodriguez, and a throwing error by relief pitcher Austin Coos on a bunt. That's the difference right now in this ball game. A 1-run Kernel lead. The batter, Tommy Nichols, 2-run homer tonight. Southwest Michigan has played long ball. They have a pair of 2-run homers. Strike 1 in from the little right-hander, Miguel González. This kid has come a long way for the Kernels. His feature pitch is a split-fingered pitch. It just misses low for ball 1. He said former Milwaukee Brewer right-hander Chuck Krim taught him the pitch. Bobby Magallanes has to remind Miguel to eat, eat, eat. Bobby feels that Miguel is a little bit undernourished. A throw to first, and it leaks underneath the glove of Chris Walston, but nobody advances. Now Jeff Johnson, Gazette sports writer, with some addendums to the State Farm Major League scoreboard.
Well, addendums of the Midwest League.
Oh, great. Midwest League. We don't get these often.
No.
This is wonderful.
We're not interested, but now at the end of the year, why, we have to be.
We have to be.
Because there still is a shot.
That's right.
But when you're in last place, you don't really care to know what the rest of what the upper echelon is doing.
1-2 to Tommy Nichols, and we'll get to those Midwest League scores. Anything finally up?
No, nothing final. Dayton leading Lansing 9-6 in the top of the ninth. Kane County 3, West Michigan 2 in the top of the ninth. Fort Wayne 2, Clinton 1 in the eighth.
Tommy Nichols swings at a pitch over his chin, a fastball, and he's gone on strike. 2 runs in the eighth on 2 hits for Southwest Michigan. No Kernel errors, a hit batter, and the Devil Rays leave a runner. They've now stranded 7. And before we break, Bob, let's finish up those Midwest League scores.
Peoria and South Bend 2-2 in the bottom of the eighth. Quad Cities 3, Beloit 1, bottom of the eighth. And Burlington 10, Wisconsin 1, top of the seventh.
Thanks to Jeff Johnson.
Here it's 7-6. Cedar Rapids into the last of the eighth.
And a little lefty's going to come on. Tony Perez is his name, nothing resembling the former Cincinnati Red Hall of Famer. And we'll take on Tony Perez. Bob said the Kernels needed insurance in the 7th inning. Well, we need some more insurance in the 8th inning. 7-6 Devil Rays. This is 7-6 Kernels. 7-6 Kernels. This is Kernel Baseball in the zone.
Take out the papers and the trash.
Before you take out the trash, remember to recycle glass bottles and jars, most plastic packaging materials, paper products, and cardboard. Unfortunately, there are items that cannot be recycled, including plastic bags. They can be reused or put in your trash containers for curbside collection. Styrofoam can also be discarded with the rest of your trash and garbage. Cedar Rapids Solid Waste and Recycling thanks you for your efforts to reduce waste and save landfill space.
A triple play, a rarity on the diamond, but produced successfully every day at South Slope Communications in North Liberty. The South Slope Communications triple play consists of voice, video, and data communications for your home or business. Achieve your communications triple play with South Slope Communications. South Slope is committed to providing the latest communications technology to their members while continuing to give service second to none. South Slope can provide your home or business with just about everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and coming soon to all local servicing areas, digital video TV service. South Slope also rents out a beautiful community center event room in their magnificent new building in North Liberty. When you need anything in the communications field, select South Slope Communications. Visit them at southslope.com.
Proof that there's room for the little guy in the game. 5'9" Tony Perez, a lefty, pitches, and Richard Giannotti drops a bunt down to the right of the mound, and Perez pounces on it, whirls, and throws Richard out. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Kernel 8th inning. Kernels lead it by 1 slim run, 7-6. The play went pitcher to first on the bunt attempt by the G-Man.
5'9", 165 pounds of pitcher out there in Tony Perez out of Chula Vista, California.
And he's done well this year. He's 4-1 with 3 saves. This is his 39th appearance. He pitched against us twice, winning a game and losing a game earlier this month of August in Battle Creek. Strike 1 on the outside corner to Madrigal. Now a fastball inside. I've mentioned Bobby Shands before, Bob. You probably saw Bobby Shands pitch.
Yes, I did.
He wasn't much bigger than Tony Perez.
No, he wasn't. Left-hander, too. And then remember Al Raboski?
Oh, yes.
He, too, was a small left-hander.
The Mad Hungarian is
another nickname for you.
There you go. Great one. The Mad Hungarian with that Fu Manchu mustache. Used to have psych sessions behind the mound and pound the ball into his glove and storm up onto the hill. And, boy, the fans at Wrigley Field in the mid-'70s would shower him with boos. But he thrived on that. The 2-2 to Warner is up and away, ball 3. Madrigal with a double and a run scored tonight. The Kernels have been out hit 11-9, but lead it here in the bottom of the 8th inning, 7-6. Southwest Michigan's committed 5 errors. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Madrigal draws a 1-out walk. Bob, Al Raboski is a pretty big figure now in St. Louis.
Yeah.
He has
one of many.
That's right. That's right. He's capitalized on his name recognition and popularity and become a very highly well, I respect him and like him as a color man on TV. Some people think he tends to babble on a little bit and they think he's kind of full of it, but I think he's very knowledgeable.
Well, he should be.
Yes, he pitched for the Cardinals, Royals, and then Ted Turner gave him an unheard-of contract that I think he's still getting paid for. An 0-1 pitch to Renz is outside. Jordan is 0 for 3 tonight, hitting 187, 7 homers, 40 RBIs for Jordan Renz, right-handed batter. Madrigal a short lead at first, being held by Tommy Nichols. Letter high fastball, and it's just high, and it's 2-1 to Jordan Renz. Al Raboski. Man, he could throw hard in his prime. He'd just try to blow it by you. Then he developed kind of a slip pitch, and they called it a hungo, H-U-N-G-O, his hungo pitch. Renz whistles it foul into the screen. It's 2-2 to Jordan.
Kernels lead it by 7-6.
And trying to add to that narrow lead here in the 8th inning. A slider low and in, and let's see if the Kernels send Madrigal. Warner has 6 steals. He's been caught 6 times, and I have a feeling the one thing I fear, Renz has been striking out quite a bit during his little tailspin. I hope he puts the ball in play. I think Madrigal will be running, knowing Bobby Magallanes. Is he running? Yes. Swing and a miss, throw to second, and my fear is realized, strike him out, throw him out, double play. That ends the 8th inning. Renz strikes out, and the play went catcher to second baseman on the double play, caught stealing 2-4. We go to the 9th inning, and it's up to Miguel González to try to save it for Ronnie Ray. After 8, Kernel 7, Southwest Michigan 6. This is Kernel Baseball in the Zone.
Phil Mickelson's figured out how to beat Tiger Woods head-to-head.
It has not ever worked yet. Don't get me wrong. It's not a plan that's worked yet.
But it may someday, and he let Dan Patrick in on the secret.
If he he hit his iron shots first. He was so good, he would put it inside me and put more pressure.
You know what? That's interesting philosophy, that he put even more pressure because he's hitting his irons before you because you've outdriven him.
Well, not all the time was I able to do that, but when I was trying to go toe-for-toe with him off the tee, he would put even more pressure on me with his iron play, plus trying to drive it that long and keep up with him. I was hitting it a lot more wild, more crooked, missing fairways by a larger margin, which didn't put any pressure on him at all. So for me, when I go paired with him head-to-head at Doral, and I think in the future I'm going to take 20 yards off the tee shot, try to hit cuts in the fairway so that puts pressure off on his tee shots, and also I'm able to hit my iron shot first, which has been my biggest strength the last year and a half, and hopefully put a little more pressure on him.
The Dan Patrick Show on ESPN Radio.
People say that I can't decide things. They are so wrong, but I could be wrong about that.
A U.S. Bank check card with checking that pays gives you a choice of rewards, like cash, points for merchandise and gift certificates, World Perks miles, or even sweepstakes entries.
Easy decision. I'll take the cash. No, it's a sweep.
Sign up at your local U.S. Bank or call 1-800-720-BANK.
I've made up my mind to put off my decision. That is final.
U.S. Bank.
No, wait.
See banker for complete details. Member FDIC.
Well, as Bob noted earlier, the Kernels have done a fabulous job keeping the league's leading base stealer off base, but it's imperative that they try to do it here in the ninth. And showing bunt, but taking just inside is the league's leading base stealer, Fernando Perez, a .292 hitter, 0 for 4 tonight. Top of the order, top of the ninth, 7-6 Kernels, strike one from Gonzalez, a changeup on the outside corner. The Kernels in one-run games this season in the second half are 10-7. Swing and a number foul on another changeup. Perez in the hole, 0-2.
Perez tonight has been called out on strikes twice, and he is grounded out twice. So he hadn't had the ball out of the infield, and he's giving up at the plate.
A grounder to short. Casilla knows he has to hurry, does, and gets the speedster. Wally Krause used to say, Bob, when he joined me in the old ballpark, the former Kernel president, still board of director, you've got to get that leading lady. And that's what Gonzalez did. He got Fernando Perez to ground out to short. He's 0 for 5. Reid Brignac at the plate.
And he did not have one good at bat this evening.
He kind of looks like a temperamental guy just from his body language. And that's not bad. It's not a critique. Sometimes it's good to be temperamental. A chopper to second. Sutton backs up, throws in the dirt, in time. Bob, a critical decision was made by Nate Sutton on that two-hopper by Brignac. Ordinarily, you tell your infielders to charge everything. Nate made a decision he couldn't. He laid back on his heels, and he made a very good play on the second hop.
Yes, and it was a difficult play because of the way the ball bounced to him.
Almost got by him. 2 gone here in the ninth inning. Strike one called to Patrick Cottrell, who is 0 for 4 tonight. Gonzalez trying to save it for Ronnie Ray. 7-6 Kernels. Ball one, low and in. A Kernel win would up the homestand record to 4-3 and give the Kernels a 2-1 lead in this series. The 1-1 from Miguel. Swing and a tip foul at the feet of Michael Collins. 2 gone, nobody on. Top of the ninth inning. 7-6 Kernels.
Well, the Kernels tonight have had excellent pitching from the bullpen. How about that?
That's something we've longed for all season long. The 1-2 pitch from Gonzalez. Outside, ball 2. 7-6 Kernels. Top of the ninth inning. Miguel Gonzalez trying to retire his 6th in a row. Low and away with a splitter, ball 3, and you do not want to know who's on deck. He's 3 for 3 tonight, Chris Nowak, and he's lurking like a big monster. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss! Miguel Gonzalez has done it! Miguel Gonzalez saves it as he got the batter Cottrell on a payoff pitch to end the game.
Gave him that slider, and he put some mustard on it, and the ball popped just as the batter swung, and he strikes him out.
And in the ninth inning, no runs. no hits, no Colonel errors, and Miguel González congratulated by his teammates in a Colonel 7-6 win. Bob and I will be back in just a moment to give you the happy highlights on the Colonel Curtain Call. This is Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
And it is done. We attack at lunch.
No, they will expect that. We attack at dinner too.
Excellent. They will never expect a second wave of warriors.
We must prepare.
They will be waiting.
With fresh meat and vegetables on a large table.
And we will be swift in our actions.
Choosing only the finest of their offerings.
Piling them high in a bowl.
Then cooking them fast on a sizzling grill.
And then we eat.
Gaze upon your fresh meat and vegetables for the final time.
The attack will be successful, and we will be satisfied.
The plan is done.
What are you guys doing?
Oh, hey, Valerie. Yeah, we're just getting ready for lunch at Genghis Grill. You want to go?
Yes, to Genghis Grill. Probably no to you two.
Okay.
She is a spy.
And not nearly as hot as she thinks she is.
Fresh food attack.
Genghis Grill, where Edgewood Road meets Williams Boulevard in Cedar Rapids, next to Gander Mountain.
For more than 70 years, Rockwell Collins has been dedicated to providing innovative and dependable aviation electronics and communication solutions worldwide. We also bring a dedication of excellence to our communities to help ensure growth and prosperity. The long-standing partnership between Rockwell Collins and the Kernels is one way we're enhancing the quality of life in our community and making Cedar Rapids the best place to live and work. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, partners on and off the field.
With 167 horsepower, the new BMW K1200R is the world's fastest naked bike. This means that after one scorching, adrenaline-fueled ride, you'll be so amped up that you'll need something to help you come back down. Try listening to this, and good luck. This peaceful, rather insipid music is specifically designed to lower extreme levels of excitement caused by riding the K1200R. There, that should be enough. You should be back to an unexcited, unaroused, completely blasé state of utter normalcy now.
See the incredible new K1200R, the world's fastest naked bike, at Gina's BMW Motorcycles in Iowa City. The ride is on.
It's time for the Colonel's Curtain Call, right here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM. With a recap of all the action, the State Farm Major League scoreboard, plus a look ahead to the next Colonel's game, let's rejoin the voice of the Colonels, the one, the only John Rogers, here on the Zone, ESPN Radio 1600 AM.
We're back following a Colonel 7-6 win. Bob Brooks rejoined us after his trek down to St. Louis to cover Cal Eldred for an upcoming piece on his show on Mediacom. And Bob, we always like to hear your thoughts about whether the Colonels win, lose, or draw. And tonight, it looked like a seesaw game and from the start, and that's what it turned out to be.
Well, if there was ever a game that the Cedar Rapids Kernels deserved, it was tonight's game. Mainly because Cedar Rapids had good pitching, good clutch hitting, especially with 2 out. But the opposition made 5 errors, plus a balk, some wild pitches, and some omissions and commission plays tonight. The Southwest Michigan Devil Rays were really not with it, and Cedar Rapids then still had to hang on to win it for the score of 7-6. But Cedar Rapids had some good breaks, too. For instance, 2 double plays in the first 2 innings and 3 double plays for the entire night. The fact, too, that a line drive over the pitcher's mound skimmed and hit second base and popped up into the air, and Nate Sutton caught the ball barehanded through to first, and the runner is out. And there was almost a Cedar Rapids Colonel triple, or a Southwest Michigan triple play tonight. They messed that up. They could have had a triple play, but it resulted in a twin killing and an error. And in the main, Cedar Rapids deserved this game, and get it, they did, with 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors, while Southwest Michigan had 6 runs, 11 hits, and 5 errors before 2,913. So the Kernels, who still are dreaming of the playoffs, they still keep themselves afloat here at the ballpark and try to make it 3 out of 4 against the Devil Rays tomorrow at high noon.
Bob, thank you so much. I know it's been a quick turnaround for you and probably a night that you'd like to retire at a reasonable hour after that trip to St. Louis.
Well, it's, the adrenaline gets to you.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yes, it does. And
it's fun to see a Major League game, then turn around and a few hours later come and see a minor league game, and you can see how far these players have to go to get themselves to the Major League level. But I'll tell you, out here at a comfortable ballpark to see a game like this with a lot of twists and turns and quirky plays, why, it makes for an interesting evening.
It was a lot of fun.
Enjoyed the whole season.
Hey, Bob, one last thing. Tonight was another successful Buck a Cup Wednesday with that crowd you mentioned of almost 3,000, 2,913. Buck for a soda or a beer. I found it both astounding what you told me that a regular beer and a large beer were at Busch Stadium.
$7 per beer and $9 for, I would suppose, 16 ounces.
We've got it pretty good here, don't we?
In many ways we do, yes. And more than just what they charge.
Well, Bob will be you'll be hearing from Bob in just a moment. It's his call as our Access Direct play of the game. Winning pitcher, Ronnie Ray, 5-2. Loser, save Miguel Gonzalez, his second. Loser, Matt Larson, the starter, 4-4. 2-hour and 24-minute game. Back in a moment with the Access Direct play of the game here in the Zone.
When we were children, we were taught to save for a rainy day, but what if it rains harder than you expected? Tanya Sedlock, your professional Pekin insurance agent at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency, understands about the storms that life can bring. Whether you need auto, home, business, life, or health insurance, Tanya will review the coverages you need for your life and the lives of the ones you care about most. Help the sun shine on your life with a visit to your hometown Pekin insurance professional, Tanya Sedlock, at Weidenhammer Andrews Agency.
Ah, springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning may be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Well, never fear. The A-Team is here. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. 393-4872. That's 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Of the Colonel Curtin call on the heels of a Colonel one-run victory, 7-6, highlights the play of the game. It's brought to us by Access Direct, and as Bob Brooks said on his game recap, it was a seesaw, twist-and-turn affair. Colonels led 2-0. Southwest Michigan tied it at 2. Colonels took a 4-2 lead in the bottom of the third. Southwest Michigan came back to tie it at 4 in the top of the fourth. The Colonels took the lead in the bottom of the fourth inning, 5-4, on an Alexi Casilla bounding ball RBI single past third and to deep short. Alexi then stole his second base of the night, his 47th of the year, went to third on a throwing error by the catcher Craig Markell, and that brought Sean Rodriguez to the plate to try to add to the Colonel 5-4 lead. Here's our Access Direct play of the game.
Ground ball deep short, left field, base hit. Casilla scores. Rodriguez drives him home with a single, and the Colonels up again by 2 at 6-4.
Yes, Sean Rodriguez reached base 3 times tonight, scored twice, drove in that run to make it 6-4 Colonels in the fourth. That's our Access Direct play of the game, brought to us as always by Access Direct. They're looking for team players, and they have a really unparalleled benefit package to offer you in terms of modern day. We all know that benefits have been cut recently, and not at Access Direct. They're looking for team players. They're offering medical, dental, vision insurance, 401k savings plan, an $8.50 hour starting wage, plus they're looking to fill full and part-time schedules. Team players needed at Access Direct. To join them, call 261-0260. That's Access Direct at 261-0260, or log on to their website, www.accdir.com. That's www.accdir.com. Our Access Direct play of the game, Sean Rodriguez's 2-out RBI single back in the fourth to score Casilla and put the Kernels ahead 6-4. The Kernels hung on and beat Southwest Michigan 7-6. Up next, the third portion of the Kernel Curtain Call, Kernel broadcast assistant Julia Jansen with the State Farm Major League Scoreboard. We'll have it for you next here in the Zone.
I'm Dave Shea. For 35 years, I was news anchor for Channel 2. Now, with gas prices at $2 a gallon, check out Randy Kiel Honda and save with great fuel mileage on all Hondas in stock. The safest family sedan, the Honda Accord, will definitely save the family pocketbook with 34 miles to the gallon. Get even better mileage with a compact Civic, getting you there at 38 miles to the gallon. Or check the amazing fuel mileage of the Honda Civic Hybrid, 48 miles to the gallon, and that's in city driving. Randy Kiel Honda has a large selection of pre-owned Hondas, too, all with exceptional fuel mileage. Check them out at www.randykiel.com. Also, Randy Kiel offers a 7-year, 100,000-mile confidence guarantee on new vehicles. You can take my word for it, but you may also want to talk with other Honda owners. They're people you know, your friends, your neighbors, maybe even your relatives. I'm saving on gas prices by driving my Honda, and you can too. See Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast.
We have a special thanks before the State Farm Major League Scoreboard to Virgil, our in-studio engineer. Virgil, thank you for all your great work this evening. A 7-6 Kernel win to run the homestand record to 4-3. We'll tell you how we'll wrap it up tomorrow at noon in just a moment, but right now, standing by with the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, brought to us by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Schubat, Lanny Peterson, and Al Shetler, is broadcast assistant Julia Jansen.
We'll start in the American League tonight, as always, John, at Comerica Park. Detroit nipped Boston 6-5. At McAfee Coliseum, Baltimore has topped Oakland 5-3. At Safeco, Seattle has stomped Kansas City 11-5. At Jacobs Field, Texas has crowned Cleveland 3-0. At Tropicana Field, Tampa Bay has skimmed past the New York Yankees 7-6. At U.S. Cellular Field, still in progress, the Chicago White Sox and Minnesota, the Twins are leading 5-1. They're in the bottom of the ninth inning. And Toronto and our Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim are underway, tied at 1 apiece in the top of the second. Turning over to the National League at Minute Maid Park, the Chicago Cubs beat Houston 4-2. At Turner Field, Atlanta has derailed the Los Angeles Dodgers 10-2. At Dolphin Stadium, Florida has pounded San Diego 6-0. At Citizens Bank, Philadelphia nipped Washington 4-3. Over at Shea Stadium, the New York Mets dumped Pittsburgh 5-1. Cincinnati bowed to San Francisco 3-2. They were at the Great American Ballpark. At Busch Stadium, John, your St. Louis Cardinals shut down Arizona 5-0. At Coors Field, Milwaukee and Colorado are underway there. That is a final 2-0 Milwaukee.
Well, that does it for the State Farm Major League Scoreboard, sponsored for the 10th year in a row by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Al Shetler, Gary Schubat, and Lanny Peterson. Can't believe it, but the 8-game homestand will culminate tomorrow at noon. The gates open at 11, and I want to reiterate that there is rain in the forecast, but we just look for a wonderful day. A crowd of over 4,500 is expected. Tickets do remain, and come on out and see the final noon weekday game of the season. Gates open at 11, and Julia, the Kernel concession and beverage staff, has made it worth everybody's while.
That's right. You get a combo special tomorrow, which includes a hamburger or hot dog, a bag of chips, and a bottled soda or water for just $5.
Man, that's unbeatable. Hope to see you here. Meet Bob, Julie, and I here at the stadium for the homestand finale tomorrow. Tonight, the Kernels were out hit 11-9, but got great relief pitching from Miguel González, who earned his second save. Michelle Samar pitched well out of the Colonel pen, and Ronnie Ray, who was on the ropes a few times, was able to battle off any big innings, and he's the winner. The Kernels 7-6 winners tonight over the Devil Rays. We'll have Dave Soper, the Colonel Director of Food and Beverage, as our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest tomorrow at 11:40 with a noon start. Meet us at the stadium tomorrow at noon. For legendary sportscaster Bob Brooks and Colonel Broadcast Assistant Julia Jansen, John Rogers signing off from Veterans Memorial Stadium. Colonel 7, Southwest Michigan 6. You've enjoyed Colonel Baseball in the Zone.
This has been a special sports presentation from The Zone, ESPN Radio, 1600 AM, Cedar Rapids. Now back to our regularly scheduled ESPN programming already in progress.